Okay, so welcome officially, everyone. 3 hours into the session, we've had a nice sharing. That was really good exercise to do that positive feedback. So it sets us up nicely to have a look at exercise 9, which is about higher purpose and meaning in life. And we're going to just do a little bit of an intro on that. Talk about meaning and purpose. So everyone back? Everyone with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Share my screen. Where's my screen share one now? There we go. Share the screen. Okay, so let's just get that up. So this is exercise 9 in your course manual, which is on page 56. And it's really about finding your highest destiny, purpose, vision, mission, or calling, whatever you want to call it. Whichever word works better for you, or you could use 2 or 3 of them. It's all the same: destiny, purpose, vision, mission, or calling in this lifetime. So you want to think about and express what will be for the highest good of humanity and your higher self, and serve the divine power that is who you really are to the greatest extent, using the unique gifts, talents that you have. So the Holy Spirit calls this your special function. We'll have a look at. There's a section on called the special function in the text. So we'll have a look at and read a couple of paragraphs from it, just as an intro to this. And the course has many teachings on purpose, saying to us that our purpose is to express and extend love in our own unique way. This is the special function. So it uses your seeming individuality, your unique skills, talents, abilities, and life situation, and your whole life experience to extend love through you. So pursuing this higher calling should also develop the character traits or qualities you wish to live by, which is stated in the blueprint. So it's a progression. Do this, say, this is who I am, this is how I live, these are my values. List of character traits or qualities that encapsulate and express the true identity or true essence identity in exercise 7. And then to actually live these qualities and express them, then the purpose is what helps you do that. The purpose is like the catalyst or the activator for those qualities to have to come through. You have to draw on those qualities to live your purpose. That's how it works. So as you follow your purpose, you learn more and more that you are these values, these qualities, and what's behind them, that you are the essence, identity of love. So it's how you actually learn this in practice, by living your higher purpose. It has to come from your essence identity. The two are integrally related. You cannot have a true purpose from the ego, from the false self. That's always going to be a false purpose, which will ultimately let you down, and because it has no true meaning or value. So what you want to do is get to one or two sentences that summarize and encapsulate this higher destiny, purpose, vision, calling, making it as specific and action-oriented as possible. So, for example, you speak, write, teach to help myself and others to heal their minds, rather than just help others to heal. So try and actually be quite specific about it, because remember, this is how this is actually going to play out in your life. It's not a high-level abstract idea. It's got to be practical and doable. So you can take that as your mission or your vision, your calling, and you can actually apply that every day. You can live in this way. It's an ongoing guidance, and you read it every day to remind yourself of what your mission is, what your true purpose is. So it becomes a focal point. You can really focus your time, your energy, your attention via this purpose into worthwhile channels, and then the true self is your identification of the true self is being strengthened automatically. So the Holy Spirit's in charge of this purpose, and it's part of that one-man process that we go through, part of your hero's journey as well, to find your higher purpose, which is always about expressing love. That's the sort of abstract, but then how does that look for you? How do you express love into this world? That's the question, because that becomes your special function or your higher purpose, which is meaningful to you and is actually quite practical. Because you can be very airy, very, well, my purpose is to express and extend love into the world. Yeah, okay. It's true, high level, but how does that look for you? You need to get quite specific about it, so that this is very practical. You can read this, and it's going to give you guidance as to what to do. What's your next move? So if you're a healer and a teacher, that's going to be different from, let's say, an artist or a photographer. In Lynn's case, you're going to have a different way of expressing this into the world. Okay, so what I'm going to do, just to prep this, I'm aware of the time. Let's spend a few minutes just looking at this teaching on the special function, which is over here. So he talks about special function down here. So we probably want to do it from number 3. Yeah. So let's read number 3, 4, and maybe 5. Let's go to number 5. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so and the translation's done. Pleased to know we did this last year. So, who wants to read number 3? Just read it in the original, and then go to the alternative, line by line, sentence by sentence.
The wish to see calls down the grace of God upon your eyes and brings the gift of light that makes sight possible. The wish to see truly calls down the grace of pure formless awareness of perfect love upon your eyes and brings the gift of light that makes sight possible.
Yeah, we'll just change a bit of this.
It's very aligned with today's lesson, eh?
Yeah. Cheers. There just seems to be this flow in the material, like between the text and the workbook, and then what we're doing in the course.
Yeah, it's very aligned.
It's all guided by the Holy Spirit. It's the gift of light that makes sight possible. So we'll call light pure formless awareness. That makes sight possible. So he's talking about true sight that makes maybe vision. I think we'll change it to vision. Makes true vision, because vision is he always uses it to describe Christ's vision. So the wish, you must wish to perceive truly. The desire to perceive truly. So above all else, want to see differently is the desire, isn't it? This is saying you must desire this above all else. Because when you do that, then you're desiring truth over all the illusions. Okay, number 2.
Would you behold your brother? Do you want to perceive your companion truly? God is glad to have you look on him. Pure formless awareness of perfect love is glad to have you perceive her correctly.
Like instead of companion individual, we'll make it everyone.
Yeah.
You perceive everyone correctly. Yeah, number 5, nor does he, number 4.
For he does not will your Saviour to be unrecognized by you. It does not will that your awakener be unrecognized by you.
Yeah, so
Yeah. No,
that's actually a double negative. We could change it. I'm just looking at it and saying it wills. It wills only.
yes, good.
Your awakener
Be recognized.
be recognized by you.
Yeah, that's better.
That you, let's make it passive or active, that you recognize your awakener. You recognize your Savior, your awakener. It was only that you recognize your awakener. So it's recognizing that this is what the relationship is for. It's for awakening. It's to help you to wake up out of your dream.
So who's the awakener there?
The awakener is everyone else. So perceive everyone correctly. And it was only that you recognize your original was Savior, that you're awakened. So this by perceiving everyone correctly, you awaken to the truth of who they are and who you must be.
Okay. Be reflected back to you.
I don't want to say, because we've made it everyone recognizing your.
So that's what we did tonight. We were all awakeners, right? Because we were reflecting each other's truth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The miracle workers, awakeners, also only that you recognize your saviors, sort of connotation of being saved from something. I prefer awakening from the dream. So every relationship, what it's for is to awaken you from the dream. Everything is there for your awakening. That's its true purpose. That's its only function, which then speaks directly into purpose and meaning. Everything is for awakening. So your purpose is for awakening. That's why you're here. For your own awakening, but also the larger awakening, the sleeping mind, or the Son of God, which appears to be in parts, in fragments. And it needs many teachers of God to do that job.
Number 5, nor does he will that he remain without the function that he gave to him, nor does it will that she remain without the function that it gave to her.
Nor does it will that you recognize your awakeners, nor does it will that, how might we say, you remain without the function that it gave to you. Personalize it.
Yeah.
Gave to you. So it wants you to accept, embrace this function.
Let him no more be lonely, for the lonely ones are those who see no function in the world for them to fill, no place where they are needed, and no aim which only they can perfectly fulfill. Let not.
Let me just do not be lonely anymore.
Ah, yes, okay, that's good, yeah. Do not be lonely anymore, for the lonely ones are those who perceive no function in the world for them to fulfill, no place where they are needed, and no aim which only they can perfectly fulfill.
Yeah. So he's speaking here about the special function. So we have this function in the world while we're here to fill. And if we don't find it, then our life is meaningless. We're all searching for meaning, usually in the wrong places. When we need to really be looking to this at-one-ment principle for meaning. And then how can I, in my seeming separation, I have an individual identity, I have a journey here, I have a life history, I have past, I have circumstances in my life, I have experiences, I have talents, skills, abilities as a result of my journey, my individual self. How can all of this be used by the Spirit that wants to awaken everyone in time and space? And so this would be the function for you to fill. The lonely ones are those who perceive no function in the world for them to fill, no place where they are needed, no aim which only they can perfectly fulfill. So you have this is kind of your mission, your calling. Only you can perfectly fulfill your function. No one else can do it.
But you need to be awakened to know what is your true function, because people don't necessarily know what is their purpose.
Not necessarily fully awakened, but awakening, starting to understand what this teaching is saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, true meaning and purpose come in the extension of love. So it comes in service to others. But how does that look for you? You know, what can you do that no one else can do? And this kind of connects back in with, we started the session with this quote. Very similar, you know, follow your bliss.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Someone else read that. Lynn, can you read that for us?
Follow your bliss. If you do follow your bliss, you put yourself on a kind of track that has been there all the while waiting for you. And the life you ought to be living is the one you are living. When you can see that, you begin to meet people who are in the field of your bliss, and they open the doors to you. I say, follow your bliss and don't be afraid. And doors will open where they didn't know they were going to be. If you follow your bliss, doors will open for you that wouldn't have opened for anyone else. Nice.
I'm saying the same thing, really. You know, lonely ones are those who perceive no function in the world for them to fill, no place where they are needed, no aim which only they can perfectly fulfill. Doors will open for you that wouldn't have opened for anyone else. It's kind of saying the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So interesting, you know, two different, very different teachings. St. Joseph Campbell and A Course in Miracles, Yeshua, but really very similar, saying the same thing. Only you can perfectly fulfill your function, and that is your purpose in this life, is to find and fulfill that function and express it in your own unique way. So then he goes on to qualify. We say, well, isn't this like specialness and separation? But he reinterprets that for us in the next paragraph and says, well, this is the Holy Spirit's kind perception of specialness. So do you want to read that for us, Lynn? Read the original and then go to the alternative after each sentence.
Such is the Holy Spirit's kind perception of specialness, his use of what you made to heal instead of harm. Sorry, and then read the next one, yeah.
Yeah, so then read the alternative.
Yep, such is the remembrance of perfect love's kind perception of specialness, its use of what its use of what you made to heal instead of harm.
Yeah, so you see, it's a reinterpretation. The Holy Spirit says, don't try and destroy it, just reinterpret it. You know, the kind perception of specialness. So you have what was meant to harm, specialness, and things like your unique talents, skills, abilities, interests, and you know, with the ego's guidance, that's being used to hurt you, to harm you, and others. But now it can reinterpret all of this and use it for healing instead, which is the only purpose. Okay, so happy with number one?
Yeah.
Number two.
To each he gives a special function. In salvation he alone can feel, apart for only him. To each it gives a special function. In awakening she alone can feel, apart for only her.
Yeah. So your part is not everyone else's part. And how it plays out on the level of form is you have your unique path to walk. It's your hero's journey. And it's going to look different on the level of form anyway, from anyone else's path. Yeah. So a lot of people might say, well, this is all very boring and it's all kind of bland, plain vanilla. You know, the ego offers you some kind of diversity, excitement, you know, this kind of, these are the arguments the ego uses. But actually, if you pursue your special function and you really give your heart to it, then there's a lot of uniqueness and individuality that kind of comes through in that. It's like, this is your unique path to follow, and you found it and you're walking it. And that's what we call your destiny, your calling. This is the way you're going to awaken from the dream. And the Holy Spirit's helped you to find it. But without arrogance, there's no sense of, well, I'm puffing myself up. And it's about the grandiosity of the ego. Oh, look how special I am, the separate self. It's more about, well, I'm just a servant. I've stepped aside. I'm willing to let myself be guided to serve this, you know, greater plan of one-ment and allow this unconditional love to come streaming through me and really do my life. So you surrender and say, well, you know, I'm not in charge. Can I just let the Spirit do my life? So the Spirit does Lynn's life, John's life, Aurelie's life, Kim's life, Susie's life, Jono's life for them. And so there's a humility that you must, you know, let go. But it is not humble to deny the gifts that you have and deny the use the Holy Spirit wants to make of it. That's not humble. In fact, that's arrogant, and that's going to sabotage your spiritual growth.
Because you're rejecting it.
Yeah, you're rejecting love, and you're rejecting your special function in awakening that you alone can fill, apart from only you. Yeah. You're saying, no, that's not me. I'm not worthy. I can't do this. Someone else will do it. But we're all part of that one-ment. Everyone has a part to play, because every mind must return to oneness. So that includes your mind. So you have this part to play. And then the way it works, the interlocking chain of love, of forgiveness, miracles, is that it all connects. And so you let go, and then other people let go as well. And then we all go to one together. So the plan is not complete until you find your special function and fulfill the part assigned to you. You want to read that? Where are we? We're up to number 2. To each it gives a special function in awakening. So read number 3 then.
Nor is the plan complete until he finds his special function and fulfills the part assigned to him to make himself complete within a world where incompletion rules. Yeah.
Okay, so just read that again. Not much to translate, but translate the the masculine to the feminine. That'll be helpful for you.
Nor is the plan complete until she finds her special function and fulfills the part assigned to her to make herself complete within a world where incompletion seems to rule.
So it's quite profound. What he's saying is that you need to find your part. You need to accept that part and fulfill it. Otherwise, the whole plan of at-one-ment doesn't happen. You keep the whole plan at bay then, and you're part of the problem of separation, not the solution, which is at-one-ment. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense. I've just got a little bit lost along the way. So is this literally about us telling us if we're in ego, we're never going to find our way, or if it's saying you've got this gift that you can use to reconnect, or to be your true self and to help other people find their way to them being their true selves?
Yeah, he's saying you have specialness. The ego's made specialness. So you have individual gifts, talents, abilities, life situations, special relationships. It's all unique to Lynn or whoever you think you are. And so the kind perception of specialness of the Holy Spirit is to reinterpret it. It's okay. Well, you've made this. It's not just going to disappear until you leave the whole world behind. But let's reinterpret it, and let's see that the whole purpose of it is to help you awaken, to use the specialness, use the separation for awakening. That's the ingenuity of the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, to find our way back.
And that becomes your so-called special function. Or in other language, your higher purpose, or in Joseph Campbell's language, your bliss. It's the same thing. It's all just different language, or your calling, or your mission, or your destiny. It's many, many names for it. So it's part of your at-one-ment. It's part of the whole at-one-ment plan for humanity. When you fit into that, and you really start living according to that, then you feel the flow. Because you're in alignment with the universal purpose, which is oneness.
I just received a message.
Mm-hmm.
I just received a message. Is Susie still there?
I think so, yeah.
Are you talking about higher purpose? I just tuned in to Spirit, and I'm receiving the message we should do an online retreat to combine all our skills with the comedy show that we've been talking about with Susie, and all our skills combined. Do some retreats online and in person. That's the message I just got.
Yeah.
Who was that from?
It's Aurélie talking.
Yeah, but who did you get your message from?
From Spirit.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. just got something, coming in saying, yeah.
It's coming, it's flowing through, it's coming through. As Jono is talking, it's coming.
Yeah.
So that's what happens. You open up the channel, and then it gives you, the interesting thing is it's actually quite specific and practical guidance related to your life situation, where you're at, which is very helpful. So it's not just theoretical, abstract, oh, well, go and share love with the world. That's very high level abstract, isn't it? How are you going to do that? What's the specifics of that? Because that's your special function. He's asking us to find that and to live it, because this is how we play our part in that oneness.
Well, anyway, I just felt that I had to share this message. Sorry.
No, thank you.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Yay!
Because I ain't got a clue what I'm doing.
This came through as using the laughter yoga, and Susie doing the comedy show, the laughter.
Yeah.
Doing combining meditation, the singing, the dancing as well.
It's sort of multi-dimensional, holistic holistic process. Well, maybe that's 6 weeks next year. During the course, we go, okay, for those who want, you can take 6 weeks and come and do it. I don't know. Let's see how we got it. Let's see what unfolds. So does that Lynn's reading it? Does that make sense? You want to summarize that in your own words? What do you say?
Oh God. So it's saying that we all have our gifts, and if we reject them and don't act upon them, we can't get back to our true selves and be truly happy. And that we can use those things to get back to our true self, to reconnect.
So that's the genius of the Holy Spirit is it reinterprets specialness. It doesn't say, okay, well, all specialness has got to go suddenly, because it's not going to just disappear straight away. You've got this whole life that you've created, a special self, a separate self with various special and unique qualities. Your life situation is not the same as everyone else's life situation. It's kind of unique to you. In fact, there's no one on the planet who has exactly the same life situation as you. There might be similarities, but yours is completely unique to you, isn't it?
Yeah.
And some unique, as part of that, unique talents, maybe some gifts, some special abilities, interests, these kinds of things that differentiate you from others in this world. And he's saying this is all part of the plan, to find this, to accept it, and awaken to it, and then live it. Day by day, listen to the special function is how the Holy Spirit awakens your mind.
Yeah, it makes absolute sense to me.
Yeah. And so this is where the rubber meets the road on this path. So, okay, so how are you actually going to apply this? It's very easy to say high level, well, I am love, so I extend love to the world. Okay. I've had in these exercises, people do this. And then it's like, no, let's be specific and practical, because he's asking us to find our special function. So what makes it special? In other words, different, unique from others. Well, you have to get specific, don't you, to do that? We all have the purpose of extending love. That's the general purpose. But what's the specific? And if you can find that.
Yeah. was just going to say, I do feel that is what I do. Or I aim to do with my pictures, you know. I feel how it connects. I feel how I connect with people, and I feel how, yeah, it comes back to me, and how groups of people connect through it, through those loves, seeing our world, seeing this physical world, seeing the beauty in it, helps people to reconnect to their heart.
Yeah. And so your special function is you have an interest, talent, gift for photography, and it's to then, you know, use that in a way that serves love. And that's your journey then. It's like, how does that actually look for you? How does that work? How's that going to unfold? How's it going to grow? Where's it going to take you? What exactly are you going to do with it? And that is not boring. That is the most inspired and inspiring life you can possibly live. It's
not boring ever.
No, it's going to awaken.
Ever. I could do it all day, every day.
Yeah. You see, so you know, the spirit isn't kind of plain vanilla. Oh, let's just say everything's meaningless and it's just this blank canvas. And you know, that's underlying pure formless awareness is there, but as it expresses in this world, there's a special function going on, and it's asking you to find that and live that, and that's very engaging. It'll engage all of your, you know, your faculties, your heart, your mind. You're gonna have to give everything to live that. That's the whole point. You know, they say you have to be wholehearted because you have to give all of it.
Yeah, I do.
And that is what then awakens you, because you're actually having to learn to surrender, learn to give everything over to the spirit. And it, you know, you might have challenges on that path, and then you've got to dig deep and you know, find the faith to find a way to carry on in your special function. And that's your hero's journey. And there are obstacles in the world, you know, apparently, because it seems like if you follow your special function, somehow the world doesn't support that initially anyway. It's not like the world says, oh, okay, yeah, we'll make it really easy for you to find and follow your special function, your passion. Yeah, of course, you know, there's a grant for you. We'll help you to do this and, you know, earn enough money so that you can get going. It doesn't work that way, does it? It's like,
no, God, if only.
The world supports a mindset of, well, just do what it takes to get by, you know, do what it takes to pay your bills. Any job will do because you've got to survive. And forget your passion. Maybe do that on weekends, you know, do it part-time, but forget the idea that you can make a living from it, because you can't in this world.
That's what I did, you know, just doing it at the weekend on my days off. And
yeah.
It's very different, and now I'm doing it full time with the dog sitting and with the reflexology and things. That it's so different. I can't even express it.
It's another level, isn't it? You're
taking
it. You're accessing your special function, which is your awakening path. This is your hero's journey, and then you feel that coming into being. And inspiring you. So then now you're inspired. It's not just a hobby. It's actually, this is your function. This is your life. This is your purpose. So then there's inspiration. The spirit is in you, coming into you and inspiring you to, you know, to follow that. And it will then direct your words and your actions. So what you do comes from that inspiration. And then it's another level of motivation. Like we talk about ego motivation. Well, the ego is motivated by goals. Some kind of outcome says, right, well, you know, it would be nice to make X amount of money or sell so many pictures in a year. Or maybe I want to become well known in the field. So people go, oh, you know, Lynn, she's this great nature photographer. And I end up being in celebrity magazines and bloody, you know, all of that kind of stuff. External outcomes.
It's not that for me. I just want to be able to keep doing it.
Yeah. Whereas the inspiration is internal, saying, I love doing this because it connects me with my source.
Yeah.
It's a way that I connect with my source, and it's a way that I can extend that source. So it feels really good because I'm connecting and I'm extending a love, which is what my function is in this world. And the mechanism of that for me is in your case, the photos. And then, you know, if you listen to the guidance, it's going to show you exactly what, you know, how that should look. It'll guide you every step of the way. You know, okay, well, what should you do with your photos? How should you use your talents? I can certainly see that very useful for if we're doing retreats and so on, you know, photography is necessary, video, maybe, who knows? You know, just be open to it and say, well, how can I truly serve the Atonement? You know, the whole, this grand purpose of awakening with my gifts.
Yeah, I will.
And then there's no shortage. It's way, way beyond ego motivation. You see that? Not like I'm motivated by the outcome and then, oh, well, you know, if I don't get the outcome I want, then I feel demotivated. No, that's the downside of ego motivation. Goal setting, like, well, very limited, because I set a goal and I think that I'll be happy when I achieve it, and then inevitably there are going to be obstacles. And then, you know, often it just doesn't seem worth it. It's like, well, why would I carry on? This is, you know, the goal's not happening. And if I'm goal oriented, then often I'll quit. Go, actually, you know, it's not enough. I'm not motivated enough to go through the pain to achieve that goal, because I wanted a quick fix gratification, and this isn't quick fix. Whereas the inspiration, it comes from within. Inspiration, you enjoy it. You enjoy the process. You love the process of it. So you would do it without a goal, without getting paid. You just do it because you love it. So that's then the flow state that you engage. And then the goals come inside out. So if there's something to do, you're guided. The Spirit tells you, okay, well, you know, go do this. But it's not like you saying, I need that goal in order to be happy. Do you see the difference? Very important.
Yeah.
See the difference.
So, you know, the money thing.
Photographer to be happy. It's more like I'm happy when I'm photographing. And then I allow that happiness and that inspiration to guide me as to what I should do in this field. But it's inside out.
Help. I can, you know, I actually feel the help coming in for me, because I think I've probably said to you, you know, obviously worrying my money situation, I can't help. I go in and out of it. But it's really hard to do my market stall this time of year. Like, oh my God, I did 8 hours out there, so it's absolutely freezing. And I sold a bit, you know, I sold a few pictures and that, but not loads. But then someone else has ordered 2 more pictures today, and I think I said to you the other day, somebody ordered 3 pictures, came to my house and got them, and then somebody else ordered 1 online. So it's like it's now coming more. Because I've been a bit worried about, you know, not being able to do my market stuff, because I would go out there 3 days a week, every single week, if the weather was okay. But just had the weather's been so awful. So it's like, and then I relaxed about it. I just thought it's going to be okay. I'm going to trust. And it is, you know, it is. It's I can see it changing and helping me when I need the help.
Yeah. So you get supported because the Spirit's behind it. I mean, this is the ultimate power behind, you know, everything in this world. It's the ultimate power of the universe. Is this this Atonement principle that's about awakening the mind. So now that is working for you. You're tapping in and you're saying, "Well, help me," and it will, because you're fulfilling its function and its purpose, which then makes you part of the whole plan. And then you get inspiration as opposed to motivation. And inspiration will beat motivation every time. No question. Because inspiration is eternal, it's permanent, it comes from deep within you, and the inspiration will help see you through the difficult times. When apparently maybe you're not getting the external rewards and the ego's going, well, this sucks. You know, I wanted this and this and this, and none of it's happening. So give it up and go for something easier. Go for a better, you know, something that's that's going to give you a quicker reward, maybe. But inspiration is like, no, this is, there's a knowing to it that this is correct, even if you don't get the feedback on the external level straight away. Something in you says, no, I know this is right, and no, I'm gonna follow it.
Yeah, I've had to be patient and brave.
Yeah, you have to be, but that's the whole point, you see, because you have to go and draw on those qualities, exactly the qualities that we talked about in the in this document. Patient, brave, where were yours? You have to draw on all of those qualities in order to.
No one saw those two in me, but I know those are in me, because it's nearly 2 years now since I was sacked from jobs and that, and I've started this business, and I've been through times where it was really hard.
Yeah.
Financially, really, really difficult.
Yeah.
But I got through those, so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's add that. Passionate, positive. I mean, that's kind of there, isn't it? But maybe you want persistent. So learn, I see you as persistent, resilient, patient, and courageous.
Okay. Yeah.
And there you have the qualities. So those are, in order to live your purpose, you have to call upon those qualities, you see.
Yeah.
You have to dig deep, and you have to find those in you, which is then part of your awakening, because those qualities connect you with your source. Those qualities are derivatives of loving awareness, of the I am love presence that you are. It expresses in these kinds of qualities. And so do you see how your true self, your blueprint for yourself, your higher purpose, and your essence identity all work together?
Yeah.
Like an operating system. The I am love, that's your ultimate identity, your essence identity, your Christ identity. Then you have the blueprint, which is how that plays out in these qualities that are very useful. You need persistence in this world often. You need resilience, patience, courage. But it's all coming from source. That's how it expresses in this world. So those values then are how you actually operate in this world. And the catalyst for all of that is your higher purpose, because it takes you in a direction that challenges you. And then you have to call upon these qualities, and you have to nurture them, grow them. This is what we call growth. You're growing into these qualities, but it's actually you're just becoming more of what you already are, because these are actually your true nature. So it looks like growth on this level, like you're growing into something that you weren't, but you actually grow. You're letting go of what you were not, and embracing what you always were, but was covered over when you go to these qualities. And your higher purpose is exactly what you need to do that.
Yeah, I can see that.
So it's the process of awakening to yourself, and then it plays out in form, because in form it's that we need to learn lessons. And so the journey then of following your special function gives you the lessons that you need to learn to awaken to all of these qualities, and realize who you truly are. So can you see the perfection of the whole system? It's really it can be hugely helpful. And the higher purpose is the expression of the essence identity. So Lynn, let's do you first. So how would you say this? If you were going to say, I'm here on this planet in this lifetime too, and then you express in one or two sentences to summarize and encapsulate this higher destiny or purpose.
So it's something.
How would you say that?
Something like to share my view. It's really, because I just, I see it as all beautiful. Doesn't matter where I go, I can always find something some beauty out there.
Yeah, so
Um,
you're on this planet in this lifetime too.
share my vision of the world and its beauty.
Maybe something like its true beauty.
Yeah.
Vision of the world and its true beauty, with and we don't need with people, through photography, through do you want to add anything into that? Photography, video, not video, photography. Just...
I only do little phone videos at the moment.
Yeah, but that, you know, remember, this is your high purpose. It's not what you currently doing. It's a vision statement, mission statement.
So through
So don't limit it. You know, through
photography kind of covers.
Mm-hmm. How about instead of photography, we say through visual images?
Yeah, we're saying that didn't sound quite right like that. Yes, that's it. Yeah, it's the
through visual.
It's what I capture.
Yeah, through visual images,
rather than the action of taking it. Yeah,
like photos, but it could be videos, photos, videos. Well, actually, I think, are there any other visuals, such as photos, visual images? Maybe just say photos and videos. So that doesn't limit you. You know, you can, within this purpose, you can find within this mission, you can find your function, and it's not restrictive. There's a focus to it, but it's more than just I'm a photographer. It's like, well, my purpose is to communicate through visual images. Now, I mean, a great example in this context is Kodak. Yeah, I mean, you're probably familiar with Kodak. They were the world's largest photography company back in the 70s, early 80s. They had the lion's share of the market, massive, multinational corporation. Do you know that Kodak invented digital photography? Probably didn't know that, did you?
They invented what, sorry?
They invented digital photography. Someone who worked for Kodak, a guy called Steve someone or other, invented digital photography in 1975. Oh. And he went to the powers that be in Kodak and said, look, this is what I've got. I think this is really, this could be the future. What do you think? Shall we, can I explore it? Will you give me the budget? And they shut him down. They said, no, this is going to hurt our film sales. We don't want that. How short-sighted? Because they had no clear vision of their purpose, you see?
Yeah.
They defined themselves by, our purpose is to sell film.
Yeah.
Rather than our purpose is to bring joy and happiness to people through helping them to capture images.
Yeah.
However that looks, the technology is not the purpose. The technology is just the means for the purpose to play out. You see, so they narrowed it down too much. They were too form-oriented. It was about the film became their purpose, and the film is not their purpose. That's just a mechanism of their purpose playing out. But they forgot their vision. Maybe they never had the vision. I don't know. But I imagine probably the founder, whoever founded Kodak, there would have been a vision to share, photography with the world. And then they lost their way and they became form-oriented. And that killed the company. That lack of vision killed the company. So it just shows you how important this is. If they had a bigger vision, no, actually our vision is to bring photographs, images to people in a way that is helpful, that they value it, that they brings happiness and joy, whatever, however they phrase it.
Shared to the masses, yeah.
Yeah, a bigger picture than, our purpose is to maximize our film sales, then they would probably still be around. They probably would be quite successful because they could have been the first movers in that market, could have gone, right, we'll start this trend. Yes, our film sales will decline, but our sales of digital cameras will increase. So that's how it goes. But our purpose remains true. Our purpose is still to help people to enjoy these visual images, and we are a company that enables that. So you see, they forgot their vision, and that killed the company. It's that simple.
Limited themselves, yeah.
Yeah, they absolutely limited themselves to a form outcome. They forgot their vision, their mission, and the universe is not kind to that, because that's now you're in the ego, and that's a destructive thought system. So then, 10 years later, 15 years later, they go bankrupt because their film sales got destroyed anyway.
Yeah.
Just took a bit longer, so if they were willing to do it themselves, then they would have survived. And can you see how then letting go is built into this?
Mm. Yeah.
Because if they'd been willing to let go of that false purpose and accept the true purpose of the company and let go of the attachment to money and form outcomes like our sales, then they could have made the transition. Another example, of someone who did that is Steve Jobs. So he was sort of late 70s, started Apple, and they'd invested a lot of money, like millions of dollars, in building a computer system. And it was a certain way of the software. And then he came across what we now know as this graphical user interface for PCs and Macs. This kind of sort of fairly easy to use Windows and menus, and he was like, okay, we're on the wrong track here. We need to do this. And his sort of fellow executives and stuff said, no, we can't do that because we've invested millions already. This will kill us. And he said, well, rather we kill ourselves than we be killed by the competition. Because if we don't do this, we're out of business. Because this is better. It's clearly the way of the future. He had the vision to see that and to stick to his purpose rather than the form. And as a result, Apple is one of the most successful companies in the world, and they've succeeded and Kodak failed because of vision. It's simple vision, higher purpose, and he's a spiritual guy, so he understood this. He could see the bigger picture than some of those executives who just saw form and very limited. So you can see how this makes a massive difference in these kinds of situations, and companies fail or succeed depending on whether they understand vision, their true vision and purpose, or not. And it happens over and over again. I could quote another 50 examples of companies who were once dominant and then they lost their way because they lost their purpose.
Yes.
So in the same way, on the individual level, for you, when you lose your purpose, then you lose your way. But if you stay on purpose, then the spirit is guiding you, and you're in the flow, and synchronicity and miracles happen.
Yeah, and I can see how it's built up to it over the years as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all part of the Atonement plan for you, and really connected to your true self, your true identity. This is how it expresses in the world, and it's great that you found it. Be very grateful that you found it.
So grateful.
Yeah. So now it's just, okay, I recognize that I consciously embrace it. You remind yourself of it every day, and then you allow the spirit to guide you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just there it is as part of your this new identity, the true self. This is then how this expresses and extends into the world. And remember your purpose. Let's just bring this up. Your purpose is to be truly helpful. Let's just find where are we? Telegram. Up. No, it won't be it. It'll be in the email. So let's bring up the slide. So maybe you want to read this just to remind us all of the truth. I'm here only to be truly helpful.
I am here only to be truly helpful. I am here to represent the pure, formless awareness of perfect love within me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because this awareness will direct me. I am content to be wherever it wishes. Knowing it goes there with me, I will be healed as I let it teach me to heal.
So that's your prayer, to be truly helpful. And then that help to be truly helpful plays out for you different from someone else, because you're doing it through digital images, photography, videos, and so on.
Yeah.
Someone else will have a different way of expressing it. But it's the same underlying purpose, to be truly helpful. But it expresses, differently for you. Special function is different.
Yeah.
Oh, so you found it, which is amazing. Now you've just clarified it. So it's just reminding yourself every day. Get up and say, right, I know I'm on track. Whatever the seeming difficulties and challenges of this, so I know I'm living on purpose. This is what it is. I found it, and I embrace it. And the Spirit will show you how to actually live this.
It's not that long ago when I was thinking, this feels like my purpose. This feels like my life purpose. And then my ego said, but this is too easy. You're having too much fun. You're feeling all this love and joy.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, so is it, perhaps it isn't. That's so
well,
mad.
You question it. It is mad, yeah. It's totally mad. But then the ego is mad. So what can you expect?
Yeah. I just thought,
it's saying your purpose should be hard. It should be difficult. Your purpose should be difficult and a struggle. I mean, it's insane thinking.
It is insane.
But you see that. It's like, okay, well, recognize the insanity. And you can hold to the truth. Just go, well, actually, this is my purpose. This is what I'm meant to do. I've found it, thank God. It's taken me most of my life so far, but I found it.
Yeah.
Finally. Mm-hmm. So the rest of my life can be dedicated to actually living this purpose. Yeah. And, given that it has a form, there's a value that you add to people, there's no reason why you can't earn a living from it. Photographers earn livings from taking photographs, so you can.
Yeah.
But the important thing is the purpose. The form outcomes like money and so on follow from the purpose.
Yeah.
So give everything to the purpose, trust, and then the form shows up accordingly. Not to say you're never going to be tested. Sure, you can get tested, but then the tests are there.
That's what the lesson
are. The lesson, yeah, they're there on your hero's journey.
Yeah.
To help you to learn your true self. Remember, the whole point of the journey is so that you awaken to your true self. And so the purpose is the catalyst that helps you awaken to your true self. And you have to call upon these qualities in order to manifest and live your purpose. So you see how it's all connected in.
Totally.
This is your hero's journey. Of awakening, and it's actually very practical. That you can do something about it. You don't just sit meditating, right? You're actually doing something.
Yeah. And
that's completely in alignment with your purpose. Just don't lose yourself in the doing. Remember that there's the balance of being, but if you enjoy the process, and you keep focused on, like, I just love taking photos and and sharing them, then it's a perennial source of inspiration. You never tire of it.
Good. Yeah, that's what I aim for. Because I do it a lot. I spend a lot of hours every day on one, whether I'm out taking pictures, processing them, sharing them, whatever. I spend a lot of time doing it, and I'm not bored. I hope it stays that way. Yeah.
Well, if it's this is your true purpose and vision, then there's no reason why you can't do this ongoing and make a living from it.
Yeah.
Only your own belief that you can't will block you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. Yeah.
It's like that. Oh no, I'm not worthy of it. So can you see how it ties straight into self-worth? Oh well, I'm not worthy of this. I'm unworthy of love, so I'm unworthy of success.
Yeah.
This can't be. I can't. How could I be happy and earn an abundant living? That's just too good to be true. No. Lynn needs pain and suffering.
Mm.
So, but as you live this, you start to undo. You just already question that program and undo it through your actions. Remember that the most powerful form of affirmation is action. So you're acting now consistently to do this. You are undoing your separate self. You're undoing that false self concept, undoing the ego, and learning systematically and progressively who you really are. So this is how following your higher purpose is how you learn who you are, how your hero's journey plays out in this world.
Yeah, see, it does help. It does make things clearer, and it's the lessons I get through it as well. The perceived good and bad.
Yeah.
All the different
You have
forms.
to you have to stretch yourself. You have to go into these, as you said, you got fired from your job twice.
Yeah.
Best thing could have happened to you because it made you engage in your true self. You had to dig deep, find resistance, resilience, patience, courage, and it gave you the time to do this full time, to say, okay, I can spend the time to do this and really explore this, rather than just spending 8 to 10 hours a day doing a job that wasn't
looking
really
after people. Strangely enough.
Yeah.
That's really interesting seeing those four, because those four things are what got me through 6 months of being taken through disciplinary for not having the jab. Literally, those four things took me through it.
So you've got those in abundance if you need them in your journey, which you probably will, because that's just how the entrepreneurial journey is. It's you have to have courage. You have to have as soon as I salute entrepreneurs, because you have to have courage. So you're already at 200 or above if you're a genuine entrepreneur. Which entrepreneurship is really a spiritual path. Actually, that's the truth of the matter. It's designed to awaken you to the higher levels of let's go quickly to the to this. Where are we? Back here somewhere. There we go. Happy consciousness. So to be any kind of entrepreneur, 200 and above, forget you can't do it if you in fear and stuff. It doesn't work. So immediately you're upgraded to 200 and above, and then the journey is to progressively and systematically raise your level. So at 310, optimism, intention, willingness, hopeful. A successful entrepreneur would be operating there, probably. At least. We talked about Richard Branson, definitely hopeful, inspiring, willingness, optimism, willingness to try stuff, willingness to fail, overcame lots of challenges. And then, now in the latter part of his life, there's more of this kind of high level reason, understanding, going into kind of the more statesman type energy from willingness. But that, his life has been a spiritual path of learning this, that, this actually works. When you're positive, and you're hopeful, and there's inspiring energy, then things work. you know, he's manifested that. He's seen that. So it's to move up out of these lower domains through your purpose, and to learn to go from courage to neutrality, so you're able to be okay with, you know, negatives. You can let go of negatives and overcome them, and then find this abundant willingness in you to keep doing it, just to keep doing it, to be optimistic. But this is really a flow state. It's not that you need the external outcome. It's actually coming inside out. It's coming from the inspiration, the spirit within you.
Yeah.
And then that leads automatically into higher levels of acceptance, reason. But to really, you know, establish these in your mind as your default state, you got to work at it. You generally, you know, it takes practice. So your purpose, living your higher purpose, is that practice of raising yourself up systematically through the levels to love, joy, peace. You know, it can take you all the way to enlightenment. At that point, you probably won't be taking photos anymore, but then they've served their purpose, haven't they?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's hard too much.
Yeah, well, you don't have to. Right now, this is where you're at. You know, this is probably going to continue for many years. So
yeah.
Maybe you take, you know, I'm not saying maybe you could, in an enlightened, you know, state, the photos you took would be very interesting. I think you could seriously, you know, if you're bringing the light in, you might just get some extraordinary stuff. So that's your journey. That's your purpose. That's your journey. I think you're clear on it, which is great.
Yeah.
So just, I'll send this to you. You can play with the words. If the wording tweaking, then do that. But don't be too specific. Don't be too general. Don't be too specific.
Leave space, for it to change if it needs.
So it's not like, oh, it's only photography. No, it's through visual imagery. Okay, well, that could look many ways. You know, you could do, even get into art potentially. Images.
I wish I could paint.
Well, maybe not. You know, so to share my vision through visual images.
Mm-hmm.
The photos and videos at the moment, but you're not limiting it. Maybe you know, some kind of artistic creation could come. Who knows?
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing. I mean, it's really just sharing the love through the images. So you see, the bigger purpose is that. So whether it's a photo or video or something that you've painted or sculpted, it's actually the same thing.
Yeah, I can see that. And singers, when people sing, that always feels to me like that really spreads love. Music.
Yeah. So that's another, you know, people, if you've got a good voice and you're musical, that could be a way of expressing. So play with that. I'm going to send this to you now.
Okay.
You can tweak that, you know, make it your own, make it into something that's like, okay, yes, I can read this every day. I can remind myself this serves me. This is powerful. It feels right. You can always change this. Remember, this is unlike your essence identity. This can change. It can morph. You might add in art at some point. So it's not fixed in stone, but it's right now. This is what serves you to, you know, move forward in your journey.
Yeah. Okay.
And what I would say is do something in the next 24 hours about it. So how could you take this to another level? Ask that question and do something. I mean, you're already doing it, right? So you're probably going to take photos in the next 24 hours anyway, which is good.
It's funny because
some people,
Sally and I were talking about tomorrow. There's something we're doing tomorrow, and I said I might try and video it. So I've already said it.
Well, there you go. That's the video.
Yeah.
So then that's maybe going into some territory that you're not that familiar with because you don't do video that much. So
not at all. I don't do it ever not with my camera. Very very, very rare. Very rarely.
You know, so be open to that, explore it, because remember the purpose is big enough to encompass any visual image.
Yeah.
It's still specific enough to give you some kind of focus, but it's broad enough to be able to expand. You know, not get too limited on, oh, well, it's just photos.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, so I'm going to send that to you. Well done.
Thank you.
And now just read. We go back here. So either one of those or both, if you want, read those and just really connect with what they're saying.
I will not die an unlived life. I will not live in fear or falling or catching fire. I choose to inhabit my days, to allow my living to open me, to make me less afraid, more accessible, to loosen my heart until it becomes a wing, a torch, a promise. I choose to risk my significance, to live so that which came to me as seed goes to the next as blossom, and that which came to me as blossom goes on as fruit.
Does that resonate?
Yes, lovely. Keep growing. Keep growing and expanding.
Oh. Choose to risk my significance. So that's the separate self.
Yeah.
Risking your significant separate self, which is actually insignificant, has no meaning.
Yeah.
You have to go out there. And you always, you know, if you follow your purpose, there are always going to be people who go, well, what are you doing that for? Oh, you know, no, that's not what you want to be doing. Because they're not following their bliss. And so they kind of, you know, want to pull you back into some kind of mediocrity. So just be aware of, you know, the feedback you get from people. Where are they in their life? Are they inspiring people or not?
Yeah.
And listen to the inspiring ones and ignore the rest, because it's coming from the ego. And you can't really fail if you're on your hero's journey. There's no failure. It's just learning. It's experience that you learn from.
It's like going through the levels, isn't it?
Yeah. Can't really fail. So what are you worried about? Just carry on. You know, the persistence, like, well, I'm on my journey. I know it's right. And I've just got to carry on. I'll find a way. If stuff goes wrong on the level of form, well, you know, I'll find a way through that. I'll let it go and I'll find a way. And then you tap into this enormous power of inspiration to help you. Okay, do you want to read my deepest fear as well? Or are you happy with my I will not die and unlive life?
I'm happy with that one. I mean, someone else might want to read that one.
Yeah. We'll see. Okay, so well
Thanks
done.
very much. Thank you.
Very good. Very good.
Yay!
Very good. Yay!
Hooray!
Okay, well done. So who is next? Who would like to go and do the purpose thing?
I'm happy to go next.
Okay. So I'm going to record this in little bits so that you can listen to it, but I'm going to record it to the group. Okay, so because it's inspiring for everyone, I think. So let's go have a look at exercise 9. Finding your higher purpose. Go. So any ideas, John? I'm here on this planet in this lifetime too.
Yeah, well, I first wrote to see and bring out the best in myself and others, all those with whom I come into contact.
Okay.
Which is a bit global.
It's quite, you know, can you be more specific about it?
Well, yesterday evening, I spent it with my nephew, and he's going into video production, commercial. He's looking for a job in commercial videos, and I just had a good conversation with him about how he might go about getting a job and impressing the people that he does actually want to go and work for, because he's picked out a company that he would like to go and work for. And we just talked around, you know, how he might present his case, how he might present his value, what he's got to offer, what he would want to have in terms of a salary, and if he doesn't get the job with them, well, how about, there's other companies around, and you could, it's not the end of the world. And he thanked me for it at the end.
So you did some coaching, really. It was like career coaching.
Yeah. And
so, I mean, did that feel good? Did you feel quite?
It did feel good. It did feel good. It did very much so. And I am working with a couple actually. They have a boatyard, and they're selling it. They're in process of selling it, and so I meet with them at appropriate points just to talk through how it's going, and they're just at the point now where they've got a few interested well, they've got 2 or 3 interested parties, and I just kind of had an hour and a half with them talking through what were the pros and cons of each of the candidates, the people that were coming forward to buy the yard. And then I kind of instigated an interesting conversation around what were they going to do once they did sell this business, and encouraged Emma, that's the female, the wife, to really kind of get to what she actually wanted out of life, because she's spent the last 20 odd years just working all hours, mainly to serve. I mean, the vision of the boatyard is the guys. He's an engineer. He loves boats. They both do actually sail, but this boatyard has been mainly his vision, and she's been very happy to help with that. She's given 20 odd years, but it's time now for her to be clear on what she does want, because he will carry on just doing repair work, but he's so keen that I can see that within a short space of time he would have another full-time job. And this is a moment for them to just get clear on what they do want.
So all of that, I mean, how would you summarize that in terms of your purpose that you help people with? I'm here on this planet in this lifetime to help, particularly business people, maybe? Is that your niche?
Yeah, I think probably so. Yeah.
Business people to, how would you phrase it? To find and live their purpose. Yes. Find and live their purpose, maybe.
Yeah.
Find and live their purpose in and through their businesses, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add to that? Or?
No, that's going down the right route, actually. I mean, I'm kind of also interested to help retired people just understand what retirement is, and make sense of their final years, as opposed to just filling their time with volunteering jobs, or which may be a good idea, but it may not be.
and to help business people and retired business and how about we say to help entrepreneurs, yeah, because that's kind of your niche, entrepreneurs. Would you say?
Yeah.
Well, your nephew was looking for a job, wasn't he?
Yeah. He's a 23-year-old.
Yeah, to help entrepreneurs and employees, I suppose, entrepreneurs and others. Entrepreneurs.
Yeah, and others. Yeah, that's good.
Job seekers.
Yeah.
Job seekers and retired people to find and live their purpose in and through their businesses, in the case of entrepreneurs, jobs, in the case of job seekers, and retirement activities.
Yeah. Good.
Find and live their purpose. To find and live their purpose and true selves, maybe, in and through their businesses, jobs, and retirement activities. Something like that.
Yeah.
So you can go play with that, but that's kind of specific enough to give it some focus.
Yeah, it is.
There's still a lot there when you've got a broad entrepreneurs, job seekers, tired people. I mean, this is a lot of the world you can help, actually, because there are lots of entrepreneurs. There's many job seekers, particularly young job seekers, maybe, but it could be at any point, I suppose. Someone might have got to midlife and then, be looking for another job, and retired people.
I think the job seekers is a bit of an exception, actually. I think.
Right. Entrepreneurs.
I don't really understand the job seeking sector. Not one that I actually.
Okay, so entrepreneurs and retired people.
Yeah.
To find love, because both of those you understand. Being an entrepreneur, you've also been retired. So find and love their purpose and true self in and through their businesses and retirement activities.
Yeah. You're going to send.
So is that broad enough, you think?
Yeah, no, I think that's good. That's good, actually. Yeah.
So you can play with that. Change the wording if you want, and get it to a point where you're like, yeah, that feels right. That feels good for me. I can do that. And then, every day you read it as part of your spiritual practice. You just spend a minute or two reminding yourself, okay. And just bringing this to mind, stating it, you might want to affirm it out loud as well, because it's more powerful. It starts to galvanize. It starts to bring it in. You start to live that. It's just how it works.
Yeah.
Just by spending even a minute or two a day, just reminding yourself, okay, this is what it is. You'll find ways show up to actually live this out.
Yeah.
And the right kind of people come to you, and maybe you get guided to do some marketing. Who knows? I don't know. But it'll unfold for you.
Yeah. You're going to send me what you've written there, John?
Yeah.
Please. Yeah.
Here on this planet, in this lifetime, to help entrepreneurs and retired people. Well, you read it.
Well, I've kind of made notes, but I think you've got a better note of it than I have.
Well, I'll share my screen. So
okay, yeah, okay,
you can read it and then your screen. Okay, so there you go. So I'm here on this. Can you read? Let's actually go here. That'll be better. I'm here on this planet in this lifetime too.
I am here on this planet in this lifetime to help entrepreneurs and retired people to find and live their purpose and true selves in and through their businesses and retirement activities. Yeah, that gets it. That's lovely.
Yeah, so there you go. So You know, if that gets it, then just write that out. You can say it every day to yourself as part of your spiritual practice in the morning. You can remind yourself about it at night. And just a minute or two spent a day with that, you'll see the results. Things start galvanizing and catalyzing around. You don't have to spend hours on it. It's just remind yourself.
Oh, I haven't got that copied down yet. Or are you going to
send it to you?
Yeah,
oh,
okay. Yeah.
On Telegram, yeah. So got it.
Super. Great.
Yeah. So write that out, you know, in the exercise 9, you might want to, you know, have it to hand every morning. You memorize it or you read it aloud, and just spend a bit of time dwelling on it. Feel into it, you know, allow thoughts, emotions to come up. Yeah, you know, I've done a meditation which you can actually listen to as well to guide you through the whole process. So I think I'll include in the emails from now on. And, you know, if you do that, then it just starts to galvanize. Things start to happen around that. And you get inspired to, you know, to the right kind of people start coming to you maybe, or maybe you put a, you know, I don't know, something on LinkedIn, or who knows, you know, whatever the spirit wants, it will guide you to do in that. I know you're retired, so you don't want to go fully back into like, okay, now I'm having another career necessarily. You know, this is this is something that's part-time, but it will bring great fulfillment to you. You know, the whole purpose is not to make money. It's to live your true self through the purpose.
Yeah.
This is part of your, you know, your spiritual practice and your Atonement path.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, sure, you can charge them, but that's not really what it's about.
No.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's up to you to do what you feel right with that, and do it to whatever level you want to take it to, you know, and you'll be guided. The Spirit will show you.
Yeah. That's very good, John. I like it.
Yeah.
You can be your guinea pig, John, if you want, the first client, first person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good. Yay.
Although I'm not ready to retire yet.
No.
Right, but entrepreneur, you see, you're
Yeah,
entrepreneur.
Like, I am an entrepreneur.
Some guidance, like, okay, so how, you know, how would she do this mentorship, and, you know, maybe you can give some help and advice and guidance.
Well, I label myself a love mentor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you're doing your own business, or you're an entrepreneur in that context, so how do you then grow that so that you can fulfill your purpose? So then it's an interlocking chain of miracles. John helps you, he fulfills his purpose to fulfill your purpose, which helps other people to fulfill their purpose. And that's how it goes. And we all come, you know, more into purpose. Okay, so well done, John. Let's just have a look here. Which of those resonates most with you? You want to read? My deepest fear, or I will not die and unlive life?
My deepest fear, I think. Yeah. My deepest fear is not that I am inadequate. My deepest fear is that I am powerful beyond measure. It is my light, not my darkness, which most frightens me. I ask myself, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who am I not to be? I am a child of God. My playing small doesn't serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around me. I am meant to shine as children do. I was born to make manifest the glory of God that is within me. It's not just in me, it's in everyone. And as I let my light shine, I unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As I am liberated from my own fear, my presence automatically liberates others.
Yeah. How does that feel?
Feels good. Yeah, it's nice. I like it.
So every morning you say this. If you say it out loud to yourself, just like you read it, you say this and you say your purpose statement
Okay.
out loud. It only needs to take 2-3 minutes, and then you're done. You don't have to spend hours on it. Just remind yourself of what it is, and then you start to activate it. Things start to happen around it. That's how it works. And all kinds of ideas start coming in. You were talking about a book, so maybe there's another book in it. Who knows?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Write a book about how do you find your inspired purpose? How do you find meaning in business? How does spiritual entrepreneurship, how does this actually help you awaken to your true self? That's an interesting topic. I don't think it's really been covered that well. That entrepreneurship is a spiritual path. There's a whole book. So whatever. So these are just ideas.
Yeah.
With the purpose in mind, you will be given the ideas as to how to actualize the purpose. The Holy Spirit will guide you. As to what to do.
Very good, John. That's excellent. I will work on that.
Okay. Yeah. Very good. Very
Very
good.
good.
Yay.
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 Very good. Very good.
Yay.
Yay.
All right. So who would like to go next? We've got Lynn's done, John's done. Aurelie or Kim?
Yeah.
I know
Okay.
Kim.
Let's go.
It's very
Let's
late
do
for you.
it. I'm here, so let's do it.
Kim's 2 hours ahead. Kim, do you want to go before you drop off to sleep? Because you must be pretty shattered, given you've done a 43K race or whatever it was. Are you still there? Maybe Kim's fallen asleep. Maybe she's dropped off. All right. Then fallen asleep. Never mind. You're giving because she did a cycle race. So. And it's now nearly midnight there. So. Okay. So Lynn's gone. So John, Aurelie, do you want to?
Yeah, I told you I'm ready. And I'm ready to go soon as well. I'm ready to go.
Let's have a look at your purpose. I'm here on this planet in this lifetime. Maybe let's do it in reverse order this time. So read one of these to inspire you.
That
which
one
inspired?
resonated with me because I feel I've lived life already. I feel like I've had 10 lifetimes already. So
Which one? My deepest fear, or I will not die and unlive life.
No, I feel like I've lived life already, like 10 lifetimes. So I think my deepest fear is the one that resonates the most.
Yeah.
My deepest fear is not that I am inadequate. My deepest fear is that I am powerful beyond measure. It is my light, not my darkness, which most frightens me. I ask myself, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who am I not to be? I am a child of God. My playing small doesn't serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around me. I am meant to shine as children do. I was born to make manifest the glory of God that is within me. It's not just in me, it's in everyone. And as I let my light shine, I unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. I need you to bring it up, please. As I am liberated from my own fear, my presence automatically liberates others. Yeah, it's funny how I forget this quote. I used to share it as well. I used to share it a lot. But affirming it, I think it's a good idea. Like saying it out loud.
Every day, say it out loud, and then
every day is
then you follow it up with your purpose statement. So I'm here on this planet in this lifetime to what?
Well, I wrote Well, you said express and extend love, but I wrote teach love and also wrote express, extend love, and teach love through singing, music, dancing, movement and dance. So dancing, movement and dance, meditating, praying, through laughter.
Okay, so
yeah, through, yeah.
To express, you understand this lifetime, to express and extend love. Maybe you want to say unconditional love.
Yeah.
Unconditional love.
So I also like to guide, that's the thing, I also like to guide people through their healing as well. Like I used to also help people in their healing journey, but I don't know, it's different. No, I think this is more like what brings me joy is definitely the singing and music and dancing, yeah. Singing, music
and dance.
Yeah, being creative is where I thrive the most. When I'm creative, I'm creating in the moment. Yeah.
Singing, music, dance. So these are what you call performing arts, you know? So should we just say?
Yeah, through performing art, yeah.
That's what they're called, through performing arts.
Yeah.
Through performing arts. Okay, do you want to expand on that? Add anything extra, or is that sufficient?
I did put also meditate. Oh yeah, performing arts. I also put meditation, but
yeah.
But it's because the singing I do is more like healing, like through voice, basically, like chanting mantras or chanting prayer songs, you know, this kind of things with the accordion.
Express and extend unconditional love.
Yeah.
And healing, maybe you want to say it. It's up to you. You play with this and find, you know, the right wording for you.
Yeah, I like that.
Healing through performing arts.
Yeah.
Is that broad enough? Does it nail it enough? Is it specific enough? Is it too general? I'd say, you know, you want to be specific enough to give you focus.
Yes.
The problem is I do meditation and I do teaching and I do singing and I do dancing. It's like, well, okay, you know, you got to focus somewhere.
I know.
You can't do it.
I know that's where my issue is actually, because I'm too large, too broad. Yeah.
So then you focus on an area and you say, okay, well, you know, I'm going to pick the area that is meaningful for me, that really inspires me out of all of it.
Then it's
I could teach meditation, but maybe my focus.
Well, actually, sorry, maybe.
I could teach meditation, you know, and you could do this in many ways, but maybe this just focuses you into channeling this into performing arts, which is where you really feel joy. So, which is, of course, you know, what the whole purpose is for you. So the more joy you feel, the more you're actually learning the lesson.
Yeah, that's where I kind of shy away because I'm always like nervous about performing, even though I've done it already. But
yeah. So you've got to overcome your fear. You see, that's the whole point. You have to dig in to these qualities: confident, charismatic. I mean, this is born performer, vibrant, creative. This is what performers do, isn't it?
Joyful, inspiring.
Joyful, yeah, inspiring.
Yeah.
So you have the qualities. Brave. So you got to overcome your fear. Energized, adventurous. You know, this is a classic personality profile of a confident performing artist. Confident, cheerful, charismatic, vibrant, creative. You know, you're expressing out there. You're an extrovert. You don't mind being in the limelight. You don't mind being noticed. But it's not,
because I know I'm in my element when I sing. I'm so happy, and when I sing, it brings me so much joy, and and the meditation also come when I do the singing, because we start with kind of meditating, with setting intention and breathing, so it's kind of actually combined.
Okay, so maybe you want to say through meditation, because I mean, meditation and music and It goes hand in hand. Meditation and performing arts. So then you've got to focus to your gifts, you see? Okay, so I'm going to focus it through those channels, because you can't be all things to everyone. You're not necessarily an author writing books necessarily.
I can be what you said?
I said you're not necessarily then going to go write books. You're going to focus on these channels, because there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, exactly. That already is a handful there.
That's already, just to do this properly that's a whole career there.
It is.
So the danger is, I think, if you're quite multi-talented, multi-dimensional, it's like, well, I could do that, and I could do that, and I could do that. Yeah, you could do all of it, but you've got to focus.
I know, that's where
and do one or two things really well, because that's what's going to add the value. The idea of master of all trades, which jack of all trades but master of none.
Sorry?
Jack of all trades. The saying is jack of all trades but master of none. You probably, maybe you don't have that in French, but jack of all trades means you can do all kinds of things. You've got all kinds of things you can do, but you're actually master of none of them, because you haven't spent time necessary to master any one of them. So
yeah, that's true.
What this is about is mastering. Okay, so go deeply into something and master it, and become a master of that. And then you add value to people. Then people acknowledge that mastery. There's a deeper value than if you spread yourself thin. You go, well, I do a bit of meditation, I do a bit of performing arts, and I write some books, and I do some social media blogging, and and there's not enough time to do it all properly.
No,
is there? I mean, it's just, you could keep yourself busy 24/7
sure.
with all of that.
That's true.
And not actually feel like you're getting anywhere, because your focus is scattered. So
exactly,
this gives you the focus to say, okay, how do you want to do this? What's your unique way of expressing love while you're here? Expressing and extending unconditional love and healing. Okay, well, meditation combined with performing arts. Okay, so make that your niche and really go into that and make it something that's hugely valuable for people. And then you go deeper into it, and you create some then there's creativity. You can create new ways of doing it, new modalities. You just allow the spirit to guide you. And then you've got the foundation here of a great business. So what comes down, John, pay attention to this as well. This comes down to helping people find their purpose. If they can find their true purpose that's in alignment with their higher self, and they express it like this in a simple statement, that is hugely helpful for their business, to have this kind of clarity on what you're actually doing.
So do you reckon this statement is clear?
I think it is clear, yeah.
I think it's clear enough. You can always change it. I don't think you don't want it too broad. To express and extend unconditional love and healing would be too broad. But through meditation and the performing arts, creates enough focus to focus your mind. So, okay, well, that's how I'm going to do it.
Because what I wrote in my book, it was I think it was something like I help entrepreneurs, or I help people to find their true voice, and overcome their fear of public speaking, because I know that's been always my biggest fear, actually, to go on stage and perform or in front of a big audience. So that's why if I teach, or if I do what is actually scaring me the most, then it will help me as well.
You could add that in. Does this cover it? If you're teaching people,
Well, I know. Sorry.
Well, are you extending unconditional love and healing? So healing is about healing people of their fear.
Yeah.
Through meditation and the performing arts. Well, kind of fits within that. You could say, people to overcome their fear of public speaking or of singing, and I do it through my example. I'm a performer, and I can talk to them about how I've done it, and maybe guide them through some meditation to overcome their fears. But you can play with this. It's up to you. If you want to include another sentence.
What did you say? Overcome fear of public speaking, and what else?
Well, just that you can incorporate, overcoming the fear of public speaking into here.
No, you said something else after that. Yeah.
That?
You said something else after that. After the fear, overcome fear of public speaking, you said something else. And overcome your fears, and then you said something else.
Okay, well, go through the recording. I'm recording it.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Look at it. It's about at about 12 minutes 30 seconds into the recording. Hopefully you'll find what I said. And then play with this and get this into a tight form that you're happy with. I mean, remember, there's no good or no right or wrong here. This is what you're happy with right now. That you feel like, yeah, that sits with me, that's helpful. I can read this every day. I can remind myself of it. This will help me to express and extend this unconditional love in my own unique way. This is the special function. So you've got enough focus here to allow you to direct your efforts rather than being jack of all trades and master of none. To master this, how do you do it? Through meditation and performing arts. Well, there's a very interesting potential there. The synergy between them is evident. So maybe you go and you create a new modality, a new form, new way of doing it that hasn't been thought of yet. Who knows? To see how true creativity can come through the purpose. If you say, this is my purpose, and then you open yourself really to the creativity of spirit, then it's going to inspire you. It'll show you the way.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I do with the, when I sing, or sometimes I play accordion and something come through, like some music come through, or song come through from spirit, and comes from, like how Peaceful Change was born was the same thing. It came when I was meditating in the forest. I was camping, and one morning, one of the morning I woke up and I received this message, and I didn't know what it was actually at the time, but then it turned into a song. That was Peaceful Change, and it's a healing. It became a healing song. So it's amazing how these things happen like that.
They obviously got a gift. There's some gift to download these songs. So then this is your unique function. You've got a special gift, unique talent. So the spirit wants to use it for its purposes. If that's what your unique thing is, then focus on that, because that's where the uniqueness will come in, and that's where the value gets added. People pay for that value. If they can see that value, you can monetize that, and you can earn a living from this.
Sorry,
so you can earn a living doing. You can monetize it, and you can earn a living from doing this. If you add the value, you see, but the value comes when you go deep, not wide. Values, remember this. Value is created when you go deep and not wide. Do you know what I mean by that? So wide would be, well, I do a bit of this, I do a bit of meditation, I do a bit of performing arts, I write a bit, I speak, I teach, I heal, like, jack of all trades, master of none. You don't really create huge value because it's a bit, disparate and scattered.
Yeah.
But you create huge value if you go deeply in to this modality. Okay, healing through meditation and performing arts. Go deeply into that and explore that and be creative in that and make yourself a master of that. And then you'll add huge value for people. And if you add the value to people, you can monetize it. They'll pay for that. And then you got the foundation of a good business, which is secondary. It's a secondary purpose, but if you're going to make a living from this, you need to think about it as well briefly. It's okay. Well, how could that actually work? How could that work? Because then you allow that process to unfold.
Yeah. I feel like I've already tried this actually, John. Maybe I do lack confidence.
You've already tried, yeah, but have you tried from the right-minded place? A place that
I don't think it's confidence. I think it's I think you're putting yourself under pressure, and you're thinking too much about it. Whereas sometimes the simple things are fantastic. It's like Lynn just said that, taking photos is good, and then obviously she heard her ego say something. So you just need to be mindful of what's happening, because if, like Jono said, if you do meditation and some of the arts, that's really good, and you can really tone into it and make it the best. And but sometimes we add more and more, and I'm only saying that because I've done that in the past. Jack of all trades, like Jono just said, and then I was nothing. Do you know what I mean? Because nobody knew what it was that I do.
And you actually dissipate the focus.
Well, I know it's been my challenge, because I've been trying to do that for 3-4 years now, and I haven't got any response because people don't get what I actually do.
No, but
because you don't. The thing is, you don't know what you really do. That's the clarity. You need to have the clarity. This statement gives you the clarity. This is like your mission in life and in business. And I've been on workshops where they've asked entrepreneurs to summarize their business in 30 seconds. They need to say exactly what they do. Most of them are hopeless. They couldn't do it. No idea. Because they don't have the clarity in their own mind. Okay, you got 30 seconds to pitch me.
Yeah, I know. I had to do that as well.
What do you do? And they're like, oh, well, I kind of do. And then you listen and you go, I have no idea what you do. You still haven't communicated clearly, what it is you do. Because they haven't gone through this process of going, okay, let's get very clear about what we do. And let's put it into a statement that, you could say that in 10 seconds, and then maybe expand on it in a sentence or two. And then you're done. There's your purpose.
Well, my previous purpose with Voice the Change was to uplift and empower community through these tools, through all the tools I have.
Yeah. And that for that time that worked, but now it's time to move on.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that was all training. It's all useful, but my purpose is bigger. It's not just a community, like a specific community. We're talking about everyone. So an online community that could encompass anyone, anywhere in the world. You don't have to limit it. But
it was limiting because it wasn't sustainable in long term. So,
but the purpose. Yeah, if you stick to this purpose, then the community will grow around that. There will be people who enjoy what you do, they value what you do, and they become your tribe, and they become the foundation of a business that can be very successful.
But can this work online? That's the question, because sometimes.
Well, that's for you to. Of course, it can. It's up to you to find that out, isn't it? That's your journey.
No, but I did. That's the thing. I did that when during.
But already stop saying you did, because actually this is all of that is past. Like you did, but you did the best you could then. But now there's a new awareness.
Yeah.
There's the new self. There's a new awareness. There's fresh energy. So don't limit yourself by past failures and say, well, I did and it didn't work, because then you just sabotage yourself from the start.
Yeah, I'm good at that. The ego is good at that.
Try? It's like, no, well, because you've got a fresh, this is a deep dive that you've done. There's a lot of healing that's happened. You've connected with your true self authentically. Your higher purpose is now coming through clearer than ever.
Okay.
And so you did it, but you did it from the old self. So yes, it would have been dysfunctional. It wouldn't have worked too well if you do it from the old self, because the ego doesn't know how to do this. So you gotta let go of that old story. Oh, well, I did it didn't work, and say, okay, but I'm open to something new, to being guided. Show me then, Spirit, how this could work. The correct question is, show me then how it could work. I'm open to your suggestions and your guidance, and I believe that it could work. I don't know exactly how right now, but that's okay, because the most important thing is the belief first. And then the form follows. You don't know how it's going to all look and work out up front. That's why it's a journey. It's a creative journey that you've got to take. That's your hero's journey. So how does healing through meditation and performing arts work for orally, and how does that work online? Well, that's your journey to figure out, isn't it? With the help of the Spirit.
Yeah.
And that's kind of exciting, isn't it? That's inspiring.
It is actually. It's really exciting.
Because we're talking about a creative project. Okay, there's no one's saying there's the cookie cutter model, orally just, plug and play and apply it. You've got to develop it yourself. But that's going to call on your creativity, your joy, your adventurous nature, the determination, the courage, kick ass sister, all of that is
Yes,
going to be
you are.
do it.
Thank you, Susie, for saying that.
But you are, aren't you? That's what I see you as. I see you as a sister kick-ass.
Oh.
I guess
in a positive way,
Yeah.
you're not kicking anyone's ass in the negative. You just
you
going,
can do.
okay, I can do this. I can do this. That's what you mean, isn't it?
That's the
Susan?
attitude. I can do this attitude.
Can do attitude rather than but I've tried that, because I hear that negative self-talk.
I know.
It didn't work, but that's going to sabotage you.
Yeah.
Oh, then it didn't work in the past, so why even try now? So then I'm limited by my past failures.
But it's interesting because yesterday when I was playing accordion and singing, and I was like, oh, why don't I bring this into like yoga centers or places as well, like this singing and prayer singing, meditation, mantras.
Yeah, well, I mean, why not? Yoga centers, you could record things, you can create albums, you can publish music on Spotify, YouTube. I mean, it's a huge field, huge. Which is why you need to focus, because if you're not focused, you dissipate your energy.
Yeah.
You won't achieve very much.
Yeah, well, that's what I've been doing. I've been really scattered, not unfocused,
So this, remind yourself of this every day. This is your focus. There we go. This is my purpose. Read it every day. And that starts to channelize, focus your energy in a certain direction, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then that just starts happening. Opportunities start coming. Doors start opening when you have a simple statement of focus. That's why I'm saying, it's not an essay. Keep it simple. It's one sentence. You can remember this. Simple purpose, simple focus. Okay, this gives me a point of focus for my activities now. So then a decision comes along and someone says, well, already, won't you just do some Reiki healing? And you go, no, that's not really my purpose. You see?
Yeah.
Being an example. But you see, because it's very like, oh, well, I could do that. Yeah, you could do. But actually, is it really on point to your purpose?
Yeah,
If it's not,
I feel like I really want to do like workshops and retreats with this skill, with this tool.
yeah. And you can collaborate. We will run a retreat at some point in Tenerife. It's not this year, next year. And all of this can be brought in there. And so you don't know, I think you've been a solo warrior. You don't have to do this necessarily all on your own. The power is in a community.
Exactly. I can feel this actually now. I can feel I want to collaborate and share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we have here is the foundation of a community, spiritual community.
Yeah.
And you work together and you share. And then it's like, okay, I'm not on my own, because various people in the community have ideas, resources, talents, skills, abilities. Team as a community. So Elaine has because she's got a place in Tenerife, she's now got the connection for a retreat sent in Tenerife. That's how community works, which you on your own wouldn't have had. So then the opportunity doesn't arise. So I'll send this to you.
Thank you very much.
With it, if you want to tweak the words, but don't write an essay. Keep it very short and simple.
No, it needs to be clear, because I need clarity more than anything. And then
exactly. So maybe this is it. Do you want to read this? I'm here on this planet
I'm here on this planet and this lifetime to express and extend unconditional love and healing through meditation and the performing arts. Yeah, it's like I hear this big yes, yes, yes in my heart.
Good. then you got it. You see, if it says yes, then stick to it. It can change in future. It doesn't mean that like that's there forever necessarily, but for now that serves you. So then use it,
Because I really
for
love
now.
that. I mean, when I see performing arts, it really covers
Yeah.
that joy, the creativity,
Yeah.
the inspiration. It really covers all these. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is your highest, this is for you, the highest expression
Yeah.
of you in this lifetime. That's your higher purpose or your special function. So
Yeah, and I know it's funny because I actually know deep in my heart this is it, because it came. I was at a festival and I was going through like a process. It was music or singing, and I received that message very strongly. This is it. This is what I'm supposed to be doing, like the singing and the healing through singing. The healing through singing.
To get you to overcome all of that unworthiness, that fear, that doubt, that lack of confidence. You're going to have to go and you're going to have to express all these qualities and overcome your fear to do it.
Yep.
Which is exactly what's required. You can't believe that you're an unworthy self and unlovable and do this, can you? So that's the whole point. So it helps you to learn who you truly are.
That's for sure.
And it'll
And we
stretch
believe in you.
Sorry?
Yeah.
We believe in you. So no, this is it's great, isn't it, to know that this is your focus now, and we believe in you. We trust that you can do it. And you just keep sharing your stuff with us, and we help you just to, you can do it.
The beauty of community, of a like-minded, of people who are positive and like-minded, is they support you. They don't say, "Oh, you can't do it already. Forget this nonsense. Go get a job." They go, "No, you can do it. We believe in you because we believe in the power of miracles, and that this absolutely can and will unfold for you." And so you've got support. You're not on your own. And I think that's part of what you've been missing, is a community and the support. You're trying to do it all on your own.
Yeah.
And then you're facing all the slings and arrows of people who are saying, no, you can't do this. And it feels like a bit of a lonely journey. It's like, well, I'm all on my own here. But in a community, you're not on your own. There's other people on the same track, and then the collaboration potential is enormous, because we're all doing similar stuff. So it's like, okay, well, yeah, why don't we co-create a retreat, and include these elements of meditation, performing arts, and make something really extraordinary that people are like, wow, that's just absolutely mind-blowing and life-changing.
I mean, look how you were the other week with Laughing Yoga. You were fantastic.
Yeah.
You could do a couple of them online. Just, don't lose that faith in yourself.
Thank you, Susie.
You've got it. You've got that. You've got that fun element about yourself. I don't know many people that can look into a camera and go and start making people laugh. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, it's a natural. I'd say you're a natural performer.
Really?
You naturally do that. So play to your strengths and just trust. The Spirit will use those unique gifts for its purpose, and trust that if you get out the way, here's the whole point. You have to get out the way. Orally, the old self, the one who's like, oh no, but that didn't work, and that's no, that's got to go out the way. The Spirit's got to come in and say, well, I don't know the way, so you show me. And then you learn to surrender to your higher self through this process. So that's the purpose of the journey, is to awaken to your true self. And this is the most inspiring life you can possibly live.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So go for it. What are you waiting for? So do something. Here's the challenge. Do something in the next 24 hours to do something about this. Take a small
actually,
action.
today I was gonna call this person actually that has also a space where I used to teach the intuitive dance actually, and he was looking to collaborate again, just because he's also doing some training, like So you want, yeah, we talked about collaborating, so to do workshops and things like that. So there's definitely, and
okay. So in the next
it's got a
24
lot,
hours,
it's got people that comes to it's like a
Yeah.
wellness center with fitness, gym and classes,
Yeah.
there's yoga classes, there's all sorts of things there.
yeah. So
But
in the
yeah,
next
I need
24
something
hours,
that's already existing, you know, like rather than have people to come to me in that
Yeah.
really quiet
Yeah.
small town where I've been
Oh.
waiting for people to come.
to arrive, and they haven't. Yeah. So just take the step. Contact him in the next 24 hours, because then you take the next step in the journey. In the same way, remember how we solved the puzzle of the drawing 4 straight lines through all 9 dots. Yeah?
Yeah.
You make them move. You go out of your comfort zone. You make them move, and then the next move will unfold from there. That's how it works.
Yeah.
So you make the call, then he responds, and then you go from there. Okay, well, maybe something opens up, maybe it doesn't. Maybe that's not the correct channel. Maybe there's another one.
Yeah.
But you made a move. So make a move in the next 24 hours, and then that starts a process that activates this process of flow. And actually
I need to tell my ego's voice to shut up. Just get out of the way. To just move away from me.
Yeah, well, it's going to come in and it'll try and sabotage you, but you just remind yourself, no, my purpose is this. And our deepest fear for you, what's your deepest fear? So personalize it. You say, my deepest fear, is not that I'm inadequate. My deepest fear is not that I'm inadequate. That's why it's personalized. So say it in the first person. My deepest fear. You remind yourself, and then you say this out loud, this purpose, which I'm going to send you now. Every morning. And preferably at night as well. It doesn't have to take long, a couple of minutes, and you're done. It's just put the purpose in there, and then you let yourself be guided accordingly.
Thank you.
Okay. Very good. Very good.
Yay! Very good.
Very good. Very good.
Yay!
Yay. Okay. So who hasn't gone? Susie.
Oh gosh, I hear my mom's negative voice already, the ego's voice. Oh
yeah. But you're overcoming of that. You see why the higher purpose is so good? Because you have to push into that voice. You have to overcome the fear. That's the whole point. The higher purpose makes you do that. You see? So you've got to step up and you've got to expand into that true self in order to live this purpose. And that's the whole point of the journey. It's not per se to be a great performing artist. It's to awaken to who you really are.
Yeah, that's why that song I shared with you guys was so powerful for me, because everything in that song is really about overcoming the fears, and it's like stand up, let what is it? Stand up, people. I can't remember.
And it resonated with you because
of that. But that song so deeply resonated with me, and I could feel it. And it says it says in the song, I can feel it in my bone. I was literally feeling it in my bones, like. It was like goosebumps.
Yeah.
So I could see it was music is definitely my healer.
Yeah.
My healing.
So then just trust it, go with it and say, like, I don't have to be all things to all people. I can specialize in that. I can focus on that, and I'm good enough to do it.
I don't have to what you said to special.
You don't have to be all things to all people.
Oh, yeah.
It's not possible. I think because you're talented, you can do lots of things. I know how it is. I was the same. Could do that, lots of things, but you've got to focus.
Yeah.
In the end, because otherwise you end up doing you don't do stuff very well.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of different things not very well, and then you struggle because there's no deep value there. You haven't created like deep, go for deep value, something that's really deep and meaningful for people, because then, there's value, and then that value can be monetized. But if it's just more of the same, you're just another meditation teacher, or like another people are like, there's nothing to really make you different.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Johnny, you got another 10 hours for me then? Because this could be a long night.
Half an hour. How's that? We'll go.
My gosh!
I'm sure we can get it done in half an hour.
And,
all right. So there's your feedback coming down the line. I'll send this to you individually, but it's on the Telegram group.
Thank you
as well. So because that'll also inspire other people. So I posted it to the whole group.
Yeah.
All right. So Susie, given your strengths, do you want to read your strengths? Susie's feedback: courageous,
resilient, funny, loving, honest, brave, delightful, connected to source, loving, sparkling, engaging and open, easy to communicate with, caring, loving, present, eternal soul, humorous, hilarious, genuine, sincere, intelligent, lovable, unlimited, strong, kind, determined, open, happy.
Okay, so I'm here on this. So if you're going to express all of that into a purpose, single purpose state, right? Here on this planet, in this lifetime, to do what? How would you?
Now, funny, because as you've been speaking to everybody, I've been thinking about, the courses I've done in the past and what was keeping me going, or I'm only looking backwards to see where the strength was, not to get down on myself, because I actually listening to you all, hearing everything, it's been like, I've been that fearful that I've not actually been for stuff, or I've kept myself small, and I work for charities, and my mindset was obviously different. But I just picked my book up, and my book said my mission is to empower others to believe in themselves, something that I too have had to learn. I believe that life is for living, loving and enjoying, so be happy. I actually still do believe in that. But the coaching thing, it's just such a huge market, and it started to really bore the hell out of me, because everybody's chasing the same thing, and I was doing newsletters and everything, and I started then thinking I've got no value. But the best value for me was having those conversations with people, because I love having conversations with people. I love talking about life with them, and I can speak to people about anything. And I used to do a few mindfulness mornings in my town. I like them now, but I think it's since I've been doing the Course in Miracles, we've touched upon spiritual comedy before, and I'd written down somewhere, start watching comedy, Susie, get inspired by it, because you do it, because I do like having that conversation with people, and I do, like to have a laugh as well, and I like it easy. I like things to be easy, and I think I've made it so complicated and hard for myself, and then going down the route of punishing myself, and even like, Ori was saying earlier about this message that she got straight through about doing XXX together. I love all that idea, but I really do think that the ego really hijacks me, because I believed it for so much, Jono. And I even fall for that trap again, thinking that's it, but it's not. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I don't have that trust, and it's like I've got notes and ideas that I'd written up and I've never followed through because of this believing it's the ego or the spirit, or not even listening. And I've got myself into a really bad habit of of that. And it's like, wow, so I do believe, because I'm still here, it's got to be about helping others to believe in themselves, because that's where I've really struggled in life to believe in myself. But I also think it's got to be easy. It's got to be, like, I love having conversations. I've always said to people, I believe having a conversation is more healing than anything. So I've sat in different jobs with, like, because mental health, I do get passionate about it, because I think that we live in a world that wants to distract you consistently. Yet the people are really struggling mentally and emotionally. And if you could just give hints, tips, ideas, but that's not really enough. That's not a real good to move forward. Because I know, but I do like the sound of making people laugh and that humour. But then I have to be careful that I don't want to be taking the mick out of myself. And then, because I've been in that place before, where you end up doing that, but you're actually demeaning yourself. I think we've spoke about it on A Course in Miracles as well. So I have to be wary. I have to be mindful. Yeah. So
well, I think that the humor is in the ego. It's just highlighting the ego in its crazy ways. And you do it. There's a natural humor that you have. It's natural. So how about? Do you want to read that? Does that sort of resonate to you? What I've written there?
Yeah, I am here on this planet in this lifetime to empower others to believe in themselves through meaningful conversations and comedy. Yeah, I love that. I absolutely love that, because that's something totally different to me. But I do love conversation. I love people. I say that, but now the more I do this, it's like it's got to be a niche now. It can't just be just anyone and everybody, because I didn't have boundaries. I didn't have, like I said, I speak to people about suicide or domestic violence.
Well, you lacked a purpose like this.
Yes.
You didn't have a clear, okay, this is my purpose, which is just stated in one simple sentence.
Yeah.
So then you end up scattering your energy, because, well, I could do that and I could do that, and I don't really know what my purpose is. And there's no power in that. It's very unfocused.
It's like knowing where to start and knowing you're not being hijacked by the ego. And I have to really be mindful of that, because it's happening continuously. And I know it's more ego than, because that's how I've lived all my life. And yes, I'm making new habits to change that. Because I do think sometimes, I had all these ideas, and there was a ship and all sorts, because I used to listen to Abraham Hicks, and I thought, I'd like to do something like that, go on ships and talk to, because I can talk. I do like having conversations. But then there's lists and lists of stuff that you wanted, and you never did them. So then it makes you wonder, you're not here just to make lists. Why are you not taking the action? And that is the whole thing, that it just got.
Well, it wasn't inspired. You weren't coming from the spirit. That was the problem.
No.
So then it's not sustainable. Anything that is not inspired ultimately is not sustainable, because it's coming from ego, and the ego is a death wish. So the ego cannot create; it can only destroy ultimately. So then it's going to have that destructive, negative thing, and it won't last and won't be sustainable. But inspiration, it's really coming from the spirit, is the spirit of life, which is eternal. So, this is how you create a sustainable business through going there, tapping into this. So, does this, if you state it like this, does that tap into it for you? It's like, okay, that I can feel this coming through.
Yeah, I am here. I'm here on this planet in this lifetime to empower others to believe in themselves through meaningful conversations and comedy. Yes, I do love that because that's actually totally different for me, because normally it was always down the coaching route, or and then when I used to do talks or whatever for these networking groups and everything, people always used to say, gosh, I could listen to you for ages, but it was never, there had that many coaches, there were so many coaches too. Do you know what I mean? It just got bombarded. Then then I did some meditation on Instagram and stuff like that, and people kept saying your voice, and then obviously the ego got better of me, and I just killed everything off that people said that was good about me. And I thought, gosh, why have you been doing that all your life? Because, like you said, the death wish and the ego.
Yeah, and you lack, you believe that you're not worthy of love. So
Yes, yeah.
belief, and you sabotage it. So now, now that you've turned it around, you've done the flipping and flop. This is how you live it. You see, this is required to live this, and it's going to challenge that belief continuously.
Yeah.
But you have to step up, and you have to start living in a way that you're worthy of love, and demonstrating it, because you have to inspire others by your example. You're now a leader of people, so you have to step up and do it, which is then the undoing of that belief. Systematically and progressively.
And I have no fear in what you're saying there, because I think that's a real great position to be in, because I do like that. I do like to be there. I mean, at work they used to call me Susie Sunshine because I used to uplift people. But it's only when I started working for myself, instead of I was, but at a really shoddy way of not charging and stuff, because like you said, the worthiness and the receiving still seems to be one of those things that it's okay for me to want to have this, yeah, and I know that because I know in the past as well, if I wanted to do, I just go and do it. There would be nothing in the way, but now it seems like I'm constantly in the way.
Yeah. So your path of undoing that ego, that persistent, stubborn voice that tells you you're not worthy, is you act on it consistently, persistently. You do it, and every time you act on it, remember the most powerful form of affirmation is action. You act on it, and then you start to convince yourself that yes, you are worthy, because look, you're taking the actions, you're doing it, and then you start to get the results, and you start to see the empowerment of others that's coming through you. And how can you doubt it? How can you then doubt it when you're seeing that, when you're experiencing it? And so it tells you, it convinces you that yes, you are worthy, you are loved, and that's why it's so healing to undertake this.
Oh, where do I start?
Okay, so just ask for guidance. In the next 24 hours, ask the Spirit to guide you and say, okay, well, where do I start? And just start with one simple action. Do something in the next 24 hours.
Yeah, but then I find that I'm putting pressure on myself, and I start overthinking and just blowing it all.
No, just one thing, Susie. That's all.
Yeah.
Not overthinking. One thing.
Yeah.
To do. That could be as simple as going and doing a Google search. Saying, okay, so let me go do a search on spiritual comedy or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's someone you could call. Maybe there's a stand-up comedy show in town, and who knows? I don't know. Like whatever. Just ask for the guidance and do something in the next 24 hours about it, so that you make the first move, and then you activate the flow once you do that. And keep reminding yourself every morning you want to read this out loud along with one of these. So whichever one works for you, read it now. So there we go. Here on this planet, in this lifetime, to empower others to believe in So do you want to read that aloud and then read your?
I am here on the planet in this lifetime to empower others to believe in themselves through meaningful conversations and comedy.
So it's very simple. What the essence states here, simple. So that keeps it doable. So okay, very simple. Meaningful conversations and comedy are the focus point for this empowering others. This is the high level. Yes, I'm giving unconditional love. Form empowerment to believe in themselves. Well, that's the implication is their true selves. You might want to say in their true selves, but That's, do you want to say in their true selves or in themselves?
No, just say themselves, because sometimes true
Yeah.
becomes a what do you
Yeah.
call it? Because I've done it before. Becomes one of those trendy words, and it's not right. I'd rather say themselves, because then the right people come to you anyway, don't they?
Yeah. So that's, remember, it's what's meaningful for you. So in themselves, so that you read this every day to yourself and you state it aloud and you go, yeah, that just hits the spot. That's exactly
well, it does, doesn't it? I mean, I don't feel anything, I feel quite excited about it. I think I am here on this planet in this lifetime to empower others to believe in themselves through meaningful conversations and comedy. And that seems very achievable. You can do that. It's just ideas and inspiration and,
Yeah. So that's a good statement. You can read this every day. You can say it. And then by saying it, you activate it. You'll activate the flow of this inspired energy to come in.
Oh gosh, that would be so amazing, because
well, it will be. Don't say it would. It will be. This will happen.
It will be amazing, because there's been so much darkness, hasn't there, and stuff, and not being able to get yourself out your own funk. So being able to do this and finding humor in it is going to be really good.
Yeah. And you might just find you end up being a smash hit, and people are like, you've got to listen to this lady. She's so funny, because it's highlighting the ego. I tell you what you could do. I'll tell you what you could do. You watch some Eckhart Tolle videos, because he does spiritual comedy.
Yeah, I've listened to some of his.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Some of them are spiritual comedy. It's very funny.
I did have a lot of his books and everything, but I couldn't find them. I think I used to give stuff away quite freely as well. So, but I used to like his I think he has a stillness speak book, and I'll try and look for it, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah, but the main thing is watch how he delivers it on YouTube, because it's a spiritual comedy and it's really funny, some of it.
And what's really good about this?
Yeah,
what's really good about this? Yeah, what's really good about this, Jono, is that when I'm talking and I'm in my flow, I do have those silent moments where I don't have to say anything, and I just allow things to come up. I don't like things to be structured and told what to do. I don't plan. I like it just to be, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Spontaneous.
Yeah.
Well, that's a sign of the spirit. If it's spontaneous, it's coming from the spirit that's in the moment, saying, okay, do this. And that's what adds value. Like you listen to Eckhart, I don't think he hasn't rehearsed any of that. It's just coming spontaneously. He's talking to people and he's just in his flow, and he's chatting, and the stuff comes and he makes a joke, and people laugh because it's fresh and it's coming because it's coming from spirit. If he'd planned it and it was like, okay, well, now I'm going to do this, and it doesn't have the same power.
I mean, same as when I went on shows for the podcast or the TV stuff or even the radio. They always used to say, do you want me to ask you questions before you do the show? And I says, no, I'll just answer when I'm online. I have no problem doing that. I don't like to be, because I think then you can overthink it and do whatever, but I like it. And that's why I think people like to listen, because you're not afraid of just saying it as it is, are you?
Yeah, exactly. And that is one of your qualities. It was like, delightful to listen to, engaging and open, sparkling, it's all there. So perfect. You've got the ability to do this. There's no doubt from the feedback.
Yeah.
And so just go and do it, and allow the spirit to show you, and then you overcome all of those fears and doubts about yourself, that you're worthy, you're not worthy of doing this. And that's the whole point. You awaken to your true self through this path.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Okay. So just to close out, if you, in fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do just to close the session, because everyone's gone. So we'll just close it out with my deepest fear. Which one resonates more with you? I will not die and unlive life, or my deepest fear?
Can I just read them and just see? Because I'm.
Yeah, okay. Read them. I'll close it up, a little 5-minute meditation, but read them aloud.
I will not die an unlived life. I will not live in fear of failing or catching fire, of falling or catching fire. I choose to inhabit my days, to allow my living to open me, to make me less afraid, more accessible, to loosen my heart until it becomes a wing, a torch, a promise. I choose to risk my significance, to live so that which came to me as seed goes to the next as blossom, and that which came to me as blossom goes on as fruit. Wow, it's really beautiful, isn't it?
It's lovely.
And that's how I feel that I am that, because I'm not doing anything. Do you know what I mean? But then my deepest fear,
Not that I'm inadequate.
my deepest fear is not that I am inadequate. My deepest fear is that I am powerful beyond measure. It is my light, not my darkness, which most frightens me. Oh my gosh, these both resonate with me, really. I ask myself, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who am I not to be? I'm a child of God. My playing small doesn't serve the world. There is nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around me. I'm meant to shine as children do. I was born to make manifest the glory of God that is within me. It's not just in me, it's in everyone. And as I let my light shine, I unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As I am liberated from my own fear, my presence automatically liberates others. They're both good, aren't they?
Yeah, I didn't want to exclude either because they both have meaning, and
yes, they do.
And use whichever one you like. We'll read both of them. So every day from now on in the morning, you read one or both of these, and then you read your statement.
Yeah.
And you can memorize it. It's so simple. You can memorize it. It's not something that's going to be difficult to remember. You can say it aloud. Say it in the morning. Say it in the evening. Just spend a bit of time contemplating. It doesn't have to be more than a minute or two. And you'll see what happens. This is how, then you start activating the matrix, the quantum field's getting programmed, and things arise. Things will come that show you, that reflect that purpose to you, and that help you to take the next step in that purpose.
Interesting stuff, Johnny.
Well, it's more than interesting. It's actually life-changing. It's like this will change you follow this. You follow your bliss. This is why Joseph Campbell said, follow your bliss, and this will awaken you to your true self. That's what the hero's journey is about.
Yeah, because this week's definitely been challenging. I think all the work that we've been doing, it feels like it's neck and neck, the ego and the spirit, but I don't really hear spirit at all.
Well, you do, otherwise you wouldn't be here still at 11 o'clock.
Well, yeah.
Listening.
Well, it must be
do.
Right. Must be a different form, or I must just be taking action with, because I not sure if I can hear. Voices always going in my head, to be fair. It seems to be
it's a knowing.
Yeah, it seems to be okay. But yeah, it's constant, and I think it's because I don't give up. I'm still here, and I'm still thinking, yes, I know I'm doing it.
Yeah. You are doing it, exactly. So that means that you can't be an ego. The ego would not have you stay here for, how long have we been? 6 hours almost. You started at 5 o'clock. 6 hours of this. It's gonna go, what are you wasting your time for? Just go to bed, or go watch some TV, or go do something else. So there's something in you that's resonating, saying, no, this is important, pay attention.
Mm.
And that's the spirit. The ego still has its voice and it's going off, but it will dissipate. If you pursue this is the quickest way for you to pursue to attain enlightenment. If you pursue your higher purpose, you see.
Mm. It's like you said, just getting out of the way and just allowing it all to happen.
Yeah, but that's a process in practice to get out the way and allow it to happen.
Yeah.
It's something you've got to learn.
Yeah.
How do you learn? Well, you practice. How do you practice? Well, you need something to practice on. You need a worthy purpose.
Yeah.
Which is what this higher purpose is, a worthy purpose to practice on, to practice this. So that ultimately, you don't need it. You don't need the purpose ultimately, because you're just in your higher self and you've awoken. But the purpose was required as part of the correction process to help you awaken. See.
You see it more better now, because obviously when you were talking earlier, I thought, oh, just go and get my book, because I knew I did some work with somebody else and my main purpose was to love myself and then share the peace that I had with others. And then I thought, well, have I missed something? But yeah, it's because you're doing. You're just distracted all the time. It's so easy to be distracted, isn't it?
Yeah. Just you need enough focus to focus your mind. That purpose gives you focus.
Yeah.
Meaningful conversations and comedy. Okay, so that's how you're going to do it. If it doesn't involve meaningful conversations and comedy, don't do it. It's very simple. You see,
so
then
I stopped doing the blogs, the newsletters and everything, because I just felt, I guess it was me just going through, but I felt, God, I don't want people to feel overwhelmed and anxious, but I was feeling it. So I didn't want others to feel it, because every day your inbox was going, I don't know.
So, a meaningful conversation. Maybe you start a podcast, have a meaningful conversation with people, invite guests on. There's comedy that's in part of that. Like that could be something. Go research in the next 24 hours a podcast. How would you start a podcast? How do you get going with that? These are the things you can do, because a podcast is the obvious means then for you. A meaningful conversation. So then you can invite people onto your show, onto your podcast, to have meaningful conversations with. And that can be filled with comedy. You can have an interlude where you do spiritual comedy. Who knows? Maybe just the conversation is laced with the comedy, and people like listening to it because there's humor in it. And there's podcasts are powerful. People listen to them. It's one of the most powerful. It's more. I think it's more powerful than blogging. Blogging is kind of a bit old hat, because people don't read so much anymore. But they'll listen to a podcast. But then with AI technology, you could get the podcast transcribed and stick it on a blog quite easily. So people could read it if they want to. But the podcast is becomes like the kind of core offering. But you see, it's in alignment with your purpose then.
Yeah.
You're not just doing a podcast, you're doing it because it expresses the purpose of meaningful conversations and comedy.
Yeah.
See, so then the purpose leads, not the form. Purpose leads. And the form follows. Okay. So
Thank you.
does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
All right.
But
So,
I might have to put both those. I've got an idea what I'm going to do with those two poems. I might. Yeah, because in the mornings it'd be good to read them both actually, and just to know, to see how it starts off that way. Yeah,
we'll read both. They're both there.
Yes, I will. Yeah, because they're both relevant at the minute. They both resonate with me. So
so read both of them, and then read your and say out loud your higher purpose.
Yeah,
say it all out loud. So you say to it, I'm here on this planet in this lifetime to empower others. So say it one more time.
I am here on this planet in this lifetime to empower others to believe in themselves through meaningful conversations and comedy. And so it is.
So it is. Amen. And so be it. So, yeah, just to close this out, I think maybe we could do a little 5-minute closing prayer / meditation.
Yeah.
On these two. I'll just guide you through that if you like.
Thank you.
Okay, so just making yourself comfortable into your meditation posture. The feet shoulder width apart, back straight, cup your hands in your lap, close your eyes. And start off by taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. Just breathing in to the lower stomach, blowing it up like a balloon, clench the sphincter muscle to lock the energy in. Draw the energy in to your heart center, and then feel it drawing up your heart center, up your spine into the crown of your head. Just pausing at the top of the inhale. Say to yourself as you breathe in the energy of this powerful poem, and repeat after me aloud. I will not die an unlived life. I will not live in fear of falling or catching fire. Breathe in again. So top yourself up with breath and this inspired energy, this inspired purpose that you're breathing into every pore of your body, every cell, every muscle. Choose to inhabit my days, to allow my living to open me, to make me less afraid or accessible, to loosen my heart. So breathe into your heart. Put one hand in your heart if that helps, and feel like your heart's being loosened up. It's open to spirit, to love, to loosen my heart until it becomes a wing, a torch, a promise. Breathe in this promise of a better life. Say as you breathe in again, I choose to risk my significance, to live so that which came to me as seed goes to the next as blossom, and that which came to me as blossom goes on as fruit. When you exhale, just exhale on the truth of that. Have a sense of just releasing, letting go. All the stomach into the spine. Blow it all out and rest in this empty fullness. Allowing the spirit to be in charge. Then breathe in again. Just deep breath in to your stomach, your heart center. Put one hand in your heart. Say to yourself, say aloud, my deepest fear is not that I'm inadequate. My deepest fear is that I'm powerful beyond measure. It is my light, not my darkness, which most frightens me. So breathe in again, breathe in the light. It's perfect light that you are. Every pore, every cell, every muscle, every part of your mind, every fiber of your being is in the light. Fusing yourself with this divine light energy. So I ask myself, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who am I not to be? I am a child of God, an extension of perfect love. Just breathe that in. Actually, who am I not to be? I'm a child of God, an extension of perfect love. My playing small doesn't serve the world. There is nothing enlightened. Nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around me. It's possibly what you've done in the past, so just blow that out now. Just blow it all out. It's going, gone. Just wanting to let go. Just Morpheus says to Neo in the Matrix to let it all go, Neo. Fear, doubt, and disbelief. Free your mind. Then he makes the jump. So this is a leap of faith to the unknown which you've been asked to make. So I'm meant to shine as children do. And breathe in the shining light, the light of truth into your mind. I'm meant to shine as children do. I was born to make manifest the glory of God. Perfect love that is within me. You breathe in this light into every pore, every cell, every muscle of your body, every part of your mind, every fiber of your being. So I breathe in this light. So I was born to make manifest the glory of God, glory of perfect love, pure formless awareness of perfect love that is within me. Breathe it into every pore, every cell, every muscle in your body. So it's not just in me, this glory, it's in everyone. So breathe it in, fuse it, imagine it's infusing into every pore of your body, every cell, every muscle, but beyond that into the mind. So it's not just in me, it's in everyone. As I let my light shine, and consciously give other people permission to do the same. So breathe in again. Just breathe in the light to every pore, every cell, every muscle of your body, every part of your mind, every fiber of your being is in the light. And you can allow yourself to shine this light. So let my light shine. Constantly give other people permission to do the same. So you shine your light. Extend it out. And realize that as I am liberated from my own fear, so my presence automatically liberates others. And blow it all out. All of that fear, that darkness. Imagine it's like a dark cloud leaving you. Black smoke leaving you. Just going into the nothingness that it really is. It cannot obscure the light of your source that shines through your mind. So now just bask in this thought. So just surrender into the light for a couple of minutes of deep silence. There's nowhere else to go, nothing else to do, nothing else to think about. Say your purpose one more time. So I am here on this planet in this lifetime to say whatever it is. So you drop that into this light of pure formless awareness. So just surrender into this light. There's nowhere else to go, nothing else to do, nothing else to think about. Just breathe, relax. Be still. So just anchor this light in, goes with you wherever you go. It's in your purpose. Your statement of higher purpose. Be on this planet, this lifetime to do whatever. So just gently coming back from this deep state of awareness, from the light into awareness of the body, the breath, the senses, and the world. On the count of 3, you open your eyes. 1. Just breathing in, noticing how the stomach rises and the chest rises. Top of the inhale, scan your mind, noticing thoughts going on, particularly anything that feels negative, that says, no, you can't do it, you can't express your light outwards. So just observe any of those dark, negative thoughts. Remind yourself that I am liberated from my own fear. as I let my light shine. So let your light shine as you exhale. So you let it shine through you onto others. You're liberated by your own fear. So on count of 2, exhale, blow all this dark energy away. The black smoke out of your mouth, leaving you, going, gone. So now just notice in this very clear present state what's going on. Sensations in the body, touch, breathing, taste, smell, these all sense perceptions that so just let it all go from time, blow it all away. Say your statement of higher purpose to yourself. Actually say it out loud. So I'm here on this planet in this lifetime to, and state it out loud. So you're established in this life, this presence is with you, or higher purpose goes with you wherever you go. It's encoded in. So you're going to anchor the statement in your essence statement, your statement of higher purpose. I'm here on this planet in this lifetime to state it one more time out loud and then say to yourself, and so it is. So just anchor the state in. So I'm here on this planet in this lifetime too, and then just speak what you've just arrived at. Anchor this into anchor the state in light, unconditional love, really. The light is true awareness into your awareness. Carry it with you into bed tonight and to spiritual practice tomorrow morning. So just read these statements, read these poems and state the statement. So anchor the state in, set the intention to stay here. From this moment onwards, you are free of the ego, you're in your higher purpose. It will unfold. So anchor the state in, set the intention to stay there, not just for the rest of the evening, but ongoing in your life. This is your true self and your higher purpose, expressing in one single line of awareness, as Yeshua points out. So anchor the state in, give thanks for it. Breathe in, feel the gratitude for this loving presence, this loving awareness. And just carry on. Go straight to bed, just drift from this nice, comfortable, loving state of awareness into so you anchor the state in. It's going to continue on with you. give you a good sleep and on into your life, to give you an inspired and inspiring life. And so it is. So it is said, and so it is done. Amen. So on the count of 3, open your eyes. Just coming back. Take a minute to just look around in this hopefully much clearer, calmer, more inspired state. Notice everything you're seeing. Heart judgment, everything is in alignment with your purpose. What is everything for? To help you to awaken and to help you fulfill your specific or special function that expresses the awakening in this world. So just carry on. Take this with you into bed and into tomorrow, and practice it in the morning. And I'll send you an email with it's already in there, but I'll include a meditation that you can listen to guide you through this. And there's now a 21-minute meditation on Telegram you can also listen to tomorrow morning. I'll post it now. So I think that brings us to the end of the session. So thank you, everyone. It's been good. I would have liked to have done more, but 6 hours into it, so we need some sleep. So thank you. Well done on doing that to everyone. And I'll see you tomorrow afternoon, normal time, 12:30 UK time. It's 1:30 your time. Already in 2:30 South African time for the afternoon session.
1:30, yeah? French time.
1:30 your time.
Okay.
All right.
I didn't stop coughing on when you read the 2 poems. I don't know what was happening, but was
You couldn't
something
stop coughing.
happening. Something
Yeah.
happening.
Interesting. Yeah. It's good.
Clearing your throat chakra.
Yeah, and you know what? It's really aligned. I can feel the alignment, because today I was at that space, the wellness space, and tomorrow morning I'm doing a meditation, and I was thinking to actually bring the singing into the meditation. So and the playing accordion. So I really feel like it's really all aligned. Yeah.
Yeah. So just follow that. Don't
Yeah.
block the flow. Just follow it.
Yeah.
And follow your bliss, as Joseph Campbell says. Follow your bliss, and doors will open for you where there weren't doors, and the doors will open that won't open for anyone else, because it's your journey.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this amazing session. Yeah.
Yeah, well done for carrying 6 hours into it. But if you love this purpose, it's like the catalyst for your transformation into the higher self. You see that? You see how they're linked in?
Yeah, totally.
And I think all of you got a very clear, concise purpose, and that's what it's about, getting very clear. And then if you just, it's up to you to work out how to live that. Well, listening to the Holy Spirit will give you the guidance.
Yeah.
But the clarity of purpose is important, because if you don't have the clarity, then there's nothing to focus on. So just read it ideally aloud, with one or both of these poems every morning as a spiritual practice. I'm going to send you a meditation recording that will guide you through doing that, or you can just do it on your own.
Thank you. Namaste.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. Very good. Very good.
Good. Yay.
Yay.
Very good. Very good. Yay.
Good.
Yeah.
Yay.
Good night.
All right.
Good night. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks. Well, namaste. Well done.
Namaste.
Well done. Well done, Susie, Aurelie, and everyone else who